What's happening, guys? Just before we start this week's episode, I want to let you know, if you love this podcast and you want more of it, you can get an extra episode every single week exclusively on patreon.com/haveawordpod. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's basically a way for you to financially support this podcast whilst also getting some benefits for yourself in return. You can sign up for £3 a month, £5 a month, £10 a month, and obviously the more money you give, the more benefits you get. But even if you just sign up for that £3 a month, which is the price of a fancy coffee or a pint in a shit boozer, you get an extra episode every single week, exclusive. No one else gets to see it apart from the Patreons. And you also get 24 to 48 hours early access to the public episodes as well. That's what you get. And on top of all of that, you get access to the entire back catalogue of the Patreon episodes. We've been doing that for like a year now. There's loads of content there. There's also the 2 lockdown lock-ins we did in this room where we got dead drunk. They only go on Patreon. The ones we do in the future of them will only go on Patreon. If you support us, you get shitloads of content for us, and you can only get it at patreon.com/haveawordpod. Go sign up now. Pause it here. Sign up, and then come back to this episode. It's going to be a belter. Now, Dan, you look like you've had a rough week.
You fucking prick. You had that loaded in the chamber as well, didn't you?
Since last night.
I thought of that one last night as well.
Freddie Quinn, guest co-host.
Hi, you're all right. How much would you have to be paid to wake up in the morning and be me? Like, realistically.
Do I have to pay for, like, me medicine house this money?
No, like, so what amount of money would you... And you can use this money for whatever. So you can use the money for cosmetic surgery if you wanted to change yourself back to... Well, not you, but like a better version of you. But how much would you have to be paid? £1 million? You wake up tomorrow, boom, me. My career.
£1 million. I've got your career as well. It's not just look-wise.
Yeah.
I'm you.
Yeah.
I don't just look like this.
Yeah.
Everything that comes with it.
Yeah. Doing pretty well on TikTok.
You live in Bearscout.
I live in Ormskirk now.
Have you moved?
Yeah, my flat got flooded again for the second time in 2 years, which is pretty fucking irritating. So yeah,
Not a coincidence, that is it?
No, it's not.
2 floods in a year.
Even though the building company that own the flat are trying to make me think that it is a coincidence. Second time in a year. Who could have possibly foreseen this when you live next to a fucking canal?
Yeah, but that's sort of your fault as well, isn't it? Because you bought a ground floor flat next to a canal.
Yeah, that's only your fault.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not my fault.
It's nobody else's fault.
No. This is the equivalent.
It's not like the canal is like even 300 yards away. Okay. It's not even a football pitch away, is it? Like, if you got drunk and fell out of your window, you'd be in the canal,
If you bought a house next to a zoo and a bear ate your kids.
Okay. So what you're saying right now is the same as, well, it depends what she was wearing when she got to town.
No, it's not even close, is it?
It is.
No, I'm not.
I should be able to buy whatever flat I want and live there peacefully.
Yeah, the water hasn't willfully pinned your house down and flooded it.
Your house wanted it.
Okay, so it may be a bit of an overstretch, but I still stand by the fact that if you buy a house next to a canal, you would assume that the house is ready to tackle the canal. Right.
Well, yeah. Did you ask that though?
What?
Did you ask that when?
I'll tell you what. Right. So, so when you buy a house, they make you get like a flooding risk and a flooding report, and you can get an expensive one. Or
the one you got.
Which is a cheap one. Because the expensive one's like 800 quid. And I was like, no. So I got the cheap one, right? And they were like, you need to... So it was my mortgage company that rung me up and they were like, you need to get a flooding report. And I was like, well, I don't need a flooding report. I live next to a canal. And they went, no. You need an actual report from a surveyor. And I was like, how much is this going to cost? And they were like, several £100s. Because there's nothing you can do. They won't give the mortgage without it. Yeah. 2 weeks later...
Just bring that mic a bit this way.
2 weeks later, I got a phone call through... sorry, I got a letter through the post, and it was an aerial fucking Google Maps screenshot of my address, and there was a red circle next to the canal. And that's literally all they'd done. That was it.
There's a canal there.
Yeah, there's a canal there.
I could have done that.
That'll be £250, please.
Yeah.
I can literally see it from my window, you pricks.
So, do you still own that flat?
Yes.
And are you renting you one in Ormskirk, or have you bought a second property?
No, I've not brought a... What do you think I am, a Tory? Fucking buying second properties.
You do give off slight Tory vibes.
Really? Do you know what? I'm getting more right-wing as I get older.
Not by looking at you. You don't look like you vote Tory, but just when I'm around you, I get the feeling.
Really?
You want to oppress people. Yeah.
Do you know what it is? Is I'm getting more right-wing as I get older.
That's a natural thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, that's what people say. You become less idealistic.
Yeah, like when you're 20, it's like, you know what? What about if the whole world just shared? and then now I'm 32, I'm like, you're not having my money, you prick. You know what I mean? Like, this is mine. This belongs to me. Fuck off.
Do you think you'd ever vote Tory?
No. The closest I came was under Cameron, because like at least he was like a proper politician. Like at least with David Cameron, you could look at him, even if you never heard him talk, you could look at him and go, he looks like he's got his shit together.
Yeah.
Which is
big,
more
shiny, red face, like nice,
Yeah.
combed over hair.
But it's funny because that's more than you could say for all of the other politicians we've had since.
He shagged pigs, didn't he?
You are?
Yeah.
He shagged pigs.
He did shag a pig. I found the pig thing quite funny.
Yes, that was the thing that made me like him the most.
Because he did it at uni.
The most.
He did it at uni for a bet, didn't he? That's what happens in politics, is they go, well, the biggest thing about David Cameron is he shagged a pig, and then people try and crucify him for that, but it's not possible to kick him out of office because 12 years before, or 22 years before he was Prime Minister, he put his dick in a dead pig's mouth. It's not possible to get kicked out for that.
Why had he bummed its head off?
No. He didn't bump its head off. He just, it was like a hog roast.
And he put his dick in its head?
Yeah, and he put his dick in its mouth.
That's sounding, isn't it?
Well, this is it. That's the kind of thing that I might do when I was drunk. Do you know what I mean? So I can't hold it against him.
Yeah, I've seen hog roasts before and thought, I'd give that like before I even knew that was a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's there. It's waiting for. You know what I mean? It looks like a blow up doll, doesn't it? Yeah.
You see the way it straddles that apple in its mouth.
Should we explain why you're here?
Hi, my name's Dan Nightingale, and something horrible has happened.
But just angle your mic like Adam's, so it's pointing up more. It's just so we can see your face. I want to see your beautiful face.
Oh
like
shit!
I'm down a little bit.
So, for everyone wondering what's going on, Dan Nightingale is not here because Laura Nightingale, his wife, has decided to be really selfish and have a baby on record day. An early baby on record day.
Bit of a dick move, Laura, isn't it?
It's just, you know, she hasn't thought it through. Dan had to travel all the way to Nottingham last night.
It's disgusting.
Not fair. He had to drive all the way there. Like,
he hasn't had any sleep. He's
had like 2.5 hours kip all night. She's been making so much noise.
All I'm saying, Laura, is you can hold in a poo.
Yeah. Just wait till fucking Friday.
Just wait till Friday to have the baby. Do you know what I mean? Freddie's had to eat into his busy schedule of
eating.
I've not had one wank today.
You not had one?
No.
Not even. Oh, you wanted to keep the.
Like the Olympics.
That's what makes me a better podcast host when I'm full of cum.
Yeah. Well,
he's like Usain Bolt, isn't he?
What? Sorry.
They tell like fighters, not like boxers, don't have a wank before a big fight, do they?
Shut up. What? Because they've got the gloves on.
Mike Tyson.
I meant for weeks in advance. I don't mean literally during the ring walk.
Olympians don't have sex for like 6 months before the Olympics.
Shut up.
Because you're more likely to be competitive and want to fucking kill the cunt next to you.
Do you know what?
If you haven't believed your
if I was an Olympian and I wasn't allowed to have sex for 6 months before, there would be a point where I'd be led in bed at night thinking, how much do I want this gold medal? How much am I asked about writing my name in history? I'd much rather have a wank.
Mike Tyson said though he's still having sex right until his fight. Just because he was that angry anyway. Like it made no difference. Probably helped if anything.
Can you imagine what he'd have done to his competitors if he'd have actually kept himself full of the testosterone?
So interesting, Mike Tyson, I think. Like,
What
so
genuine question?
interesting.
So you're an Olympian. Imagine that, right? You're in the Olympics. Discus,
Okay, what?
Right?
It's going to be discus, isn't it? It's going to be shot put or something like that.
But like
I'm not doing fucking pole vault with this frame, am I?
Your trainer tells you you're going to win gold. He's like, look, we've monitored the competition all year.
Now, hang about, just so I can get into this a little bit more. Now, these events are usually dominated by Eastern European competitors.
You do look with the
so
hat
it would
on.
make sense that my coach would be somebody who is a previous Eastern European winner.
Absolutely.
So can you help me get into this?
Absolutely. Freddie.
He's Ivan Drago.
Freddie, right, you listen to me, okay? You want to win gold? Like Stankovic? You want to win gold? Stankovic?
No.
Dejan Stankovic, the former Inter Milan midfielder.
Yes.
Croatia.
Yes, Dejan Stankovic.
Okay.
I train you. You win big prize. You go on big tour. You give speeches. One day you train other fat fucks. One day, right? Yes, someone come to you and go, Freddie, I hear you train with Stankovic. Teach me his methods, okay? I teach you now. You're going to win gold if you listen to me. No hanky panky, no wanky panky. 6 months. If you come before the thing, wish. If you come before the shish, no, you not win.
You're an expert, yeah.
What?
You're an expert, and you said the zhish.
Do you know what was great about that little monologue is how quickly his English deteriorated. It was like you'd used up all your words, and by the end you were like, no ding, no wingy ping ding, no dingy wing ping wing. Yes. I would still wank, but not tell you about it.
Right. And then, all right, so this is the day after the Olympics now, right? So I'm like, see, you finished 19th. You were pegged number 1. Bookies made killing. Everyone bet on you. Everyone bet on you. You don't even get on platform, you stupid fat fuck. Next 4 years, you listen to me. So now it's the next 4 years, right?
Right.
And you're going to listen to me this time, aren't you? Or are you just going to wank again? Come on, you're getting on.
I'd wank less.
Right. So this is...
So I'd aim for the podium. I wouldn't necessarily be top, but I'd find a way to still get a medal. Like, I'd be happy with bronze and a wank once a week.
Okay, so how about this is my question, basically, right? How often do you wank now?
How often do I wank now? It depends if I've got something on or not.
At the minute, like during lockdown?
Probably twice a day.
Twice a day, right? Mm-hmm. So what if you were told, right? What if you were told by Dejan Stankovic, who scored some fucking worldies, remember, right? So Fred, you listen to me. You stop wanking completely, I guarantee you gold. You cut down to twice a week, you silver. You cut down to
once
a day, you get bronze.
I'm happy with bronze.
So you'd go once a day.
Yeah, I wouldn't even have to think about it. It wouldn't even be, can I have 24 hours to discuss it with my wife and kids? It would be, yeah, bronze. I'm happy with bronze. Listen, wife and kids, I've been told that I can win bronze, gold if I don't wank, but I really like wanking. So what are we going to do about this? Basically, if I win gold, you'll both have a much better life, and if I win bronze, your lives probably won't change. But I'm going for bronze.
Do you think the difference between bronze and gold affects the difference of the lives of the children of discus players?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
Yes. Because
can you pull that up for me? What is the prize difference?
No, it's not. It's not necessarily the prize difference. It's the all the stuff that comes afterwards, the opportunities and stuff.
All right, okay.
So let's just take running as an example.
No. Let's just stop you there for a second.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm being very... Look at me. No, look at me, right? Being very specific with discus here, right?
Right.
So, not running. I understand that they can become track stars and stuff.
Okay.
Right? Discus.
Yeah, but
I want you to name one gold medalist discus from any point in the history.
Filip Chipotovich.
That's correct.
Filip Chipotovich.
Filip Chipotovich, and his name's got a stroke in the middle of it as well.
37,000 for a gold, 22 for a silver and 15 for a bronze.
But they earn,
$22,000 difference.
but they earn more money in terms of like their opportunities and shit.
What opportunities do
Like-
gold medalist discus players
Kellogg's.
get?
Those on the Kellogg's box.
Exactly. So what they'll do is Kellogg's will have a thing, an advert, where like there's a long jump guy who's like, oh, cereal's over there, and he'll jump over a fucking rock or something like that. They'll be like, oh, he really wants cereal in.
And then cut to someone going, here's your bowl!
Yeah, exactly. Literally, exactly that. The shot putter will have some semi-skimmed in his hand and he'll throw it across.
I think we've just written an advert there. We
was
want
good,
money for that if he's used that.
That's it. That's what every Olympic advert is.
Every single one
Yeah.
is throwing cereal around the Olympic Stadium.
No, but I mean, like, that's what they do, like, afterwards to sell the products and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Do they?
Well, give us the Japanese version then. It's the Japan Olympics this year. What are they doing?
Are they actually going ahead with it?
July it is, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Japanese Olympics. What are they doing to sell that advert?
Yeah, so you said Kellogg's in the UK.
It's the Tokyo Olympics, and the Japanese Olympics sounds like it's a very secluded Olympics where it's just Japanese people competing.
It's the Tokyo Olympics, yeah.
Okay.
Are the Japanese notoriously good at anything in the Olympics?
Sumo. Is that in the Olympics?
It's not, and we know it's not.
It is
because we've
this year,
checked
though.
this before.
No, it is this year. It's been
Yeah.
put in. It's
It's been
it's a
put in this
gimme, isn't
year.
it?
I
Each
wonder
country
who
gets-
pushed that.
Yeah, they get a gimme, don't they? Like, here's a free gold medal, basically.
It's a free gold medal.
It's like when the Olympics was in London and we just invented Team GB of football, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Which has never existed before or since.
It was basically us asking if Gareth Bale wanted to play. Because there's no Scottish players that we wanted. Oh, yeah, we're really going to fit John McGinn into our midfield. Shut the fuck up.
Probably would. No, I don't know. They're national sports like baseball and basketball, but
They're not winning them, are they?
they're not going to win them because that's America, isn't it?
They're
Put that
national
up for
sport.
us. What did
Baseball.
Japan win at the
Basketball
last
as well.
Olympics?
Yeah, basketball. It's a very
Japanese
Americanized
medals.
country, isn't it?
But I thought, and this is probably me bringing some stereotypes into the game, but I thought that stereotypically Asian men were quite short.
They are.
Basketball is what they've gone for.
Yeah, but they're not playing against other tall men, are they? They're playing against. It's all
They
relative,
got
isn't
12 golds in 2016.
it? But yeah, it's because it's
I want you to try and guess.
Oh, the goals that Japan got in 2016.
The golds that Japan got in 2016.
So sumo isn't a sport.
No, not in
Right.
the Olympics.
Okay, so I reckon there'll be one gymnastic-y type thing. So what's that?
Gymnastic-y type thing. Is that an event?
Yes.
And now we have the men's gymnastic
Do you know what?
type
What's
thing.
that fucking game that they play with ribbons? Do you know the one where they get two
Game.
ribbons and they get ribbons on
Rhythmic
sticks?
gymnastics.
Genuinely,
And they go,
artistic gymnastics is one of them.
Fucking nailed it. Thank you very much.
4 of them, even.
So that's 4 of the 12.
5.
Five of the 12 is that stupid little fucking stick game.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Cool.
artistic, so it's.
Do you think you could do that?
You
Do you think
what?
you could do that at an Olympic level?
Do I think that I could do that at an Olympic level? I think that they would suss out that I was an imposter because I'm me and not like a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
But if I could
You would stand out, yeah.
If I could somehow inhibit the body of a 12-year-old girl, I reckon I could make bronze in that event. Just by...
Okay, let's keep going with this, and then I've got a question that come in about an hour before we started recording, which sort of ties into what I'm going for here. But yeah, so keep going. What else do you think they got golds in?
What else would they get gold
I reckon
in?
they're slight people, aren't they? They're thin.
They are slight, yeah.
Yeah, I would say swimming might be up
No, because swimming you have to be big. Michael Phelps is fucking huge.
Yeah,
Oh,
but-
sorry. 2 swimming one. 1 male, 1 female.
there. In
Really?
golds.
Gold, yeah. 400 individual medley and a 200 backstroke for the ladies.
Really?
Individual medley. See, Michael Phelps isn't competing in that one. Because that, do you know what I mean? That's where they have to like break dance while they're swimming, do you know what I mean? And
What
he's not built for that.
I reckon, I definitely reckon a martial art is going to be on there.
Yeah, of
I reckon
course.
like women's fucking judo or something like that.
Yes, women's judo is there.
Women's
Is it
judo's there.
really?
Yeah, and men's judo too.
Fucking
Women's judo
called
1,
it.
men's judo.
So how many, there's only 3
There's
left.
2 more sports left.
2 more sports, and one of them's with 2 medals.
One of them's got 2. No, they both got 2.
2 each.
Yeah.
Do you
There's
know
4
what?
medals left.
Yes.
Do you know what else I would go for? I would go for something like archery or something medieval like
No.
fencing or shooting.
No.
No, nothing like that.
Nope.
You think they'd be good at that, wouldn't you? Samurais and shit.
So one of them's close to the last one you got, and one of them's totally not.
Okay.
I
I feel like all track and field events are out.
Yeah, they don't seem very quick.
I always think it's like, for me, it's like stuff that no one else can be arsed being good at.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
you got swimming.
Yeah,
You got lots of
you can have the fucking ribbon game.
The men got the silver in the 400 in the 100-meter relay.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm guessing America or Jamaica.
Ignorant from me.
Yeah, you need to work on that.
So one of them, which you got, is judo.
Yeah.
Sorry, wrestling, which is like judo.
Yeah.
And there's one more.
One more, and it's. Can you give us a hint?
I
tell you what, if it was televised, what channel would it be on?
Red button. Firing the bird there, Finn.
Oh, fuck.
It uses an implement.
It uses an implement. Oh,
Javelin.
No.
pole vault.
No.
What is it?
It's a competitive sport.
Is it in the Olympics? Mad.
Well, I mean, as in, it's a team sport.
Listen, lads, I know we're in the Olympics, but it's not a competition.
I meant
Everyone
team.
gets a medal.
You all get tin. Well done.
You'd have done it in PE.
Yeah.
You'd have done it in PE. Pommel horse.
Yeah, that's no.
I thought that was an event.
I used to love pommel horse on a Monday morning with the boys. The fuck did you go to school?
Pommel horse.
Yeah, Monday morning, 3 hours of pommel horse with the lads. Fucking get in. The fuck are you on about, lad? Pommel horse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking horse.
I do. Yeah, not a competitive team sport, is it?
Oh, you said competitive team sport.
I did, yeah.
didn't hear the word team.
Rugby.
No, it's badminton. Come on.
Badminton.
Oh, yeah, they love little shuttlecocks, don't they, over there?
They do.
They love a shuttlecock.
It's
Famous.
famously, he loves
Yeah.
it.
Big
It's on
fan of a shuttlecock.
It's on the flag, innit?
I feel like I've learnt more about Japan now.
Yeah. Carl's lived in Japan.
Oh, you have, haven't you?
Yeah.
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 You nearly went to the Olympics, didn't you? What team were you going to be in?
Zimbabwe.
You got...
I reckon.
What sport? I was
gonna-
trying to be like, you were going to compete for Japan, weren't you? And you're like, no, I was in the Zimbabwean Olympic team.
Just going to throw it out there. I think you'd stand out.
Isn't that good?
Yes.
Ability-wise. So we had this question coming from Stephen Thompson this morning.
Hi, Steve.
And it says, morning lads, this is a question more towards Adam and the sensei, as I have a feeling I know their answer. It was touched upon on a Shutdown Daily a while back in the summer when Dan was talking about how shit he is a footy. He's not sure how you stand on footy, but obviously Finn is a big footy fan. He's a Liverpool
He's a
fan.
goalkeeper as well. He's a good goalkeeper, man.
He wants to know, basically, right, do you think you'd be able to play in a Premier League football match if everyone else was on 50% speed whilst you have control of the ball? So you and you alone have double the time to think and move when you've got the ball at your feet. Think of it as like bullet time in Max Payne or Michael in GTA's special slow motion move. The ball would be played to you. You'd be able to have that extra bit of time to read the opponent's movements, your teammates' movements, and pick the pass. But then as soon as you lose the ball, the game's back to full speed again. Okay? Or as soon as you play the ball, you're the only one with the ball. To everyone else in the world watching, it's all being played at normal speed, and you just look like every other player on the field. And if you don't think you can do it in the Premier League, at what level do you think you'd be able to do?
Like women's fourth. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Fourth division of women's.
yeah, where it's just like fucking Carol and Linda and fucking Barbara and just whoever they can find. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once they finish the fucking whatever.
Carl really made me laugh the other day because we, on our last Patreon record, if you're not already a Patreon, patreon.com/havewordpods where all the good stuff is, we were talking about whether we think we could sort of play for women's football teams. And I basically think I could play for the England team. Like genuinely, like with like a pre-season, I think I'd be fine. And then Carl was like, Dan said, why don't we try and see if there's Runcorn ladies football team? And Carl was like, but surely Runcorn ladies is just every woman in football who wants to get, every woman in Runcorn who wants to play footy. Yeah. And it must be, mustn't it?
Everyone gets a game.
But I reckon it's like those 7-a-side teams that don't always have enough mates. I reckon it's like that. They text around and they go,
There's just some men playing, ringers.
What, sorry?
There's just some fat men playing.
So I would say, first of all, that there is no way in hell that either of you two would play in the Premiership under those conditions. There's no way. Because
You've seen me play footy, what are you on about?
What, sorry?
You've seen me play football?
Yeah, totally. And you're not like twice as, like, you're not over twice as good as a Premier League footballer. Because that's what you're getting. No. You're getting a 50% advantage.
No. It's not just that, though. It's like the difference between Carl's ability at footy and a Premier League footballer is fine margins, innit? It's the ability to think quickly and make the right decision. No, it's not fine
margins. It's enormous, cavernous margins.
No.
Huge.
What he means is it's decision making and like.
No. It's everything. It's every single thing. So it's well,
I'm going to put this out there.
Skill, fitness, literally everything.
I think it's just
a
fitness.
Footballer is 1,000 times better than you are.
No,
Absolutely
well,
not.
I'm going to put this out there. If with a preseason, with a 6-week preseason training with the team under these conditions, I think I'd be an absolute shoo-in for Premier League Player of the Year.
No way. No way. Not at all.
They give him like Paddy power to pay out after getting in week 1.
I'd get like 3-4 assists a game.
No, do you know what as well?
You get twice as much time.
Is it possible, Adam, knowing you as I know you, that this is one of those things where you are perhaps overconfident in your own ability about?
I doubt it.
No, I believe this.
Okay, no, right. Did you ever watch
football?
What was it fucking called? Street Striker or something like
Wayne
that?
Rooney.
No, not that
Owen.
one. There was another one with Arsenal, and they were trying to find like street footballers, and they picked a load of lads from like, you know, shit areas of London, and then the best one got to go and train with Arsenal, right? And there was one guy who was literally miles better than everybody else. He was just fucking incredible, right? He went to train with Arsenal. Absolute dog shit. The most dog shit you've ever seen. So what they did is they drew a circle around him, right, on the pitch, and they said, right, okay, Pascal Segon, that's how long ago this is. Or it might have been Philippe Senderos. They look similar, don't they? Is going to blast balls at you, and you've got to control them, and they can't go out of the circle, right? And so they were twatting balls at him. He couldn't control a single one. He just couldn't do it, right?
So he wasn't very good then? That's not until they were playing against Premier League footballers.
In the end, he ended up sort of hitting one at half the fucking power, and it was like, oh, you know, could just about do it. They did the same thing with Cesc Fabregas. They stuck him in the circle. Senderos was blasting balls at him, and he'd just move his body like slightly, and his hip would just control the ball dead. Honestly, when you watch the two things in between, it's insane. Have you ever played football with even like a semi-pro?
Well, I've played with ex-Premier League footballers. I marked Tino Asprey out the game. Now.
And how old was he and how much did he weigh?
He had a very similar body shape to me.
Yeah. And he was
In fact, I think I was probably a bit fitter than him at the time. There's a picture of him on the wall there.
And he was 50 plus, wasn't he?
Yeah. But like, he couldn't get out of my pocket. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had him. He might still be there.
Do you reckon that there might be other factors at play, such as his age and how arsed he could be?
Well, it was a charity game, so you'd like to think that because it's for charity, he'd be giving us all.
Have you done charity comedy gigs? Do you give 100%? No, you fucking don't. You turn up and you go, what's this shit for? Kids with brain tumours can't be fucking arsed.
I think this would be easy if you're the goalkeeper.
You what, sorry?
I think this would be easy if you were the goalkeeper.
Yes, that's a great shout because the ball,
moves
the second
speed.
I'd leave the foot would be half the speed, and you'd have twice as long to move over. That's a great shout. The only problem is that every cross you'd be fucked because there'd be so many people going up for that ball and shit.
No, but this only happens once you've got control of the ball. The keeper doesn't have control of the ball.
Oh, I thought it was the second that it left the foot.
Of the other player?
Yeah.
If it was the second it left the foot of the other player, to me, and I've also got that time as well, then I would definitely be able to play a Premier League level.
Ballon d'Or.
Yeah. Genuinely, I think I'd be in with a shout.
No, you wouldn't.
I don't think, I think it's all
How
down
many
to
times, just quickly, how many times do you reckon you could run the full length of a football pitch before you got out of breath?
After a pre-season.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the world record?
But you wouldn't have to.
That is so you. That is so you. In your head, you're 6 weeks away from being Mo Farah. All you need is 6 weeks and you'd be the best in the world at anything in your mind. It's insane.
Yeah.
Just stand on the edge of the box and just literally every time you get the ball, just score. You don't have to run down the pitch.
No, but
Van Nistelrooy didn't do that.
So,
Yeah.
but I think as well.
I'd play attack and mid, wouldn't I? You want your best player in the middle of the park.
What, as a creative 10?
Yeah.
Linking play?
Yeah.
No, but I think you'd be so shit that you wouldn't be able to pass like well enough and stuff like that.
My passing range is insane.
But I've seen you play football.
Yeah.
And like I'd say you're a below average football player for your age.
I would say that you need to watch me again.
But okay, so who do you think's better, you
Do
or
you remember
Carl?
that time we played five-a-side?
He won't answer that.
Go on.
And you were in goal.
Yeah.
And we scored.
Yeah.
And we scored again before you got back up.
On the pitch.
No.
You scored, and you did your fat little dive, which was like you were trying to stop like a casserole falling off the side of the kitchen, and then you were like, no, and then the game carried on and someone scored again before you got back up.
I think that this has been changed in your mind. Are you saying, right, because this isn't true, are you saying that you scored a goal, right, and then kick off and shoot,
Yeah.
and that there was a passage of play, and that you scored again before I had become upright?
And it did. Do you remember it?
Yeah, I remember you saved a pen against me that day. So
Oh yeah, I fucking did, didn't I?
Oh, you remember that bit?
Tried to, because Carl the shithouse tried to take it quick as well, and I went down to my left.
yeah,
and
so
it
I
was
just made sure to score 25 after that, just to do it then.
You what? Sorry.
What I'm
It's,
just saying
yeah,
is
but it's
true,
7
though.
aside. It's long fucking thingies.
Lad, it could be a fucking post box and I'd score.
It wouldn't be a post. You wouldn't be able to score past me in a post box. 100%, 1,000%.
You're lying.
No, but it's
Well, this podcast has just become, I could do this. No, you couldn't. No, you could, but I couldn't.
Who do you think's better, you or Adam at footy?
who do I think's better at football, me or Adam? Adam.
Ah.
But he's got 5-6 years on me and is in better shape.
Nice honesty, I like it.
So, but if I had 6 weeks pre-season, I just feel like I'd be the best in the world.
Oh, we appreciate you coming in today. Short notice. Obviously, what happened last night was Dan sent a voice note yesterday morning saying Laura had started getting bad contractions and she went into hospital. And then I asked you to come in. And then she went into labour. And I mentioned that to you before. I said, Laura's gone into labour. And you said, I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing.
Like, I've got no idea about babies. Like,
At all.
you know when they say like, it's £8 3 ounces.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
cool. Like, is that good? Is that
Babies
bad?
are meant to be like £9, aren't they?
I was £9.
Yeah.
Is that how they're meant to, so
That's the average, isn't
Okay.
it? I think.
8-9's normal. When it's like below 5, that's when they go in that oven thing for a couple of weeks.
oven?
It's basically
like it's
More like an air fryer, innit?
like it's baby bake off.
Yeah.
It's not
But
risen
they're just
properly.
baking the baby, aren't they, a bit longer? That's what an incubator is. It's a little baby oven, but it's just on really low so that they
Slow
still grow.
cooker.
Yeah.
Slow cook the baby.
Shake put everything on 200, me.
I put everything on 200. I
20
honestly,
minutes?
I don't even bother looking at instructions anymore.
No.
200, 10 minutes is probably going to be about right. And then if it's not, then you check it again.
Do you get a lot of food poisoning?
You what, sorry? Funnily enough, I ate prawns yesterday in a tempura batter that I had made myself, got them from Lidl. And within half an hour, I literally shat water.
But you don't get sick, do you?
No, because
No.
what happened is my body found that there was a problem, dealt with it immediately, and before I could get sick, just watered it out of my body.
Okay, so we haven't spoken about this on your previous 2 appearances on the podcast, have
Okay.
we? We
let's
haven't,
talk
have
about
we?
it.
We haven't, no.
Let's talk
So
about it.
you claim
Yes.
that you don't get sick
Call it a superpower if you want.
ever.
Correct.
So
Okay, so not that I don't get sick ever. My claim is that I have a much better immune system than the average person.
but that's not what it was originally.
No. People interpret this as you don't get sick ever, or you've never been sick. But what it is that I very, 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 very rarely get sick.
Okay. So, but the reason I bring it up and the reason this is a topic of conversation in our friendship is that you and Paul Smith had a bet a while back.
Yep.
And the bet was you don't get sick.
In a year.
Yeah, in a year, right? Now, in that year and the year that's followed as well, I think you've been sick a few times. Because, well, first of all, you fucked your back up, didn't you?
But that's not a sickness, is it? It's an injury. Like if you break your leg, you're not sick.
Your leg's sick. You're off work.
No, but it's not though, is it?
You're on the sick.
It's a physical injury. So, okay, when I say I've got a very good immune system, it doesn't mean that if you don't twat me on the leg with a baseball bat, then I won't feel pain. It doesn't mean that my leg won't shatter into a million pieces.
Sounds like that's what you mean.
No, it's not. It's what I mean is I don't catch illnesses.
Didn't you get COVID?
Did you get coronavirus?
COVID?
I did, and there was absolutely no absolutely zero side effects or anything like that. I was one of the asymptomatic people.
But you told me you had like a smoker's cough.
I literally only realised because I had a small rash on my hand.
Oh.
And so that made me...
So no symptoms whatsoever.
Apart from
just
a
a smoker's cough and rash all over your
hand.
hand.
So that thing that's literally putting people in hospital, like marathon runners and shit.
Yeah.
I literally was like, I appear to have a couple of small bumps on my hand.
Can I tell you something? And this is 100% truth.
Okay.
I was really, I suffer with health anxiety.
Yes.
Right. And because you've literally called an ambulance for me before when I've been having a panic attack.
I did, yeah. That was so funny when the ambulance was like, you're just fat.
So when Corona first kicked off, I was really worried about it because I'm fat, asthmatic, and I've got health anxiety. But when you survived it, I stopped worrying. You've done so much for my mental health this year because I was like, that couldn't survive.
You're the benchmark of health on this podcast.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
For me, you're the benchmark of health.
If you've got something and beat it, then it's fine.
Really?
Yeah.
If Freddie can do it, anyone can. That's kind of the motto.
Because you're a bit older than me, a bit fatter than me, and a bit less healthy because you smoke more, you drink more. So if you're all right,
Thanks
I feel
for having me on. Look, mate, you're older and fatter than me.
Well, you know what I mean? You're a bit fatter, you're a bit older, you drink more, you've smoked in the past.
Yeah, I smoked for 10 years in the past.
And you still smoke a bit of doob?
I stopped smoking doob.
Well, but you smoked a lot of it.
Yeah, but like, if anything, that counteracts the effects because cannabis is quite good, isn't it?
Not as a smoked thing, though, is it?
Yeah.
No, the CBD is good, the THC is not good, and you were having both.
Yeah. So you're less healthy than me, and you're from like 30 miles away. So you're a good barometer for me. So if you survive, something, I'm just like, do you know what I mean?
So I'm your metaphorical canary.
Yeah.
Down the mine.
Yeah.
And as long as I'm chirping away, you know you're not in any shape.
I'll be fine.
Fucking prick. Amazing.
Like, if you ever get something really serious, like the big C or something, and you just beat it, I reckon my health anxiety will be cured.
I'm basically the canary for you in almost every way as well, because career-wise, you're doing a bit better than me as well. So you can look at me and go, well, if Freddie's getting booked.
Yeah. If he said that word in a bit.
I thought that about my ex-girlfriend when I was doing my driving lessons.
Yeah.
I thought, if she can drive, I can drive.
Why?
Because
she specifically is shit at driving, or because you think women are shit at driving?
Oh, no, because I think she specifically wasn't at my intellectual level.
Oh, I like that.
Do you think you have to be clever to drive? Do you think the best drivers are the most intelligent people?
No, I don't think so at all, because I had a friend growing up whose name was actually Big C. That was his nickname. Just because his name was Chris, and we had two Chris's in the group, and one was really big and one was very small, and he was Big C, and then the other one was Little C. So it had that was the origins. That was his X-Men origin story. He is the stupidest person I know.
It's the shittest X-Men ever, isn't it? Big C. Oh, why are you called that, Chris?
I thought
I'm the biggest Chris.
Well, that's it. We had to keep it simple for him, if anything else. But yeah, he's the stupidest person I know. He was like bottom set kid. Do you know what I mean? He just not good. And he is an excellent driver. Because for him, it's enough challenge that he has to stay alert. So I think the worst drivers are actually quite intelligent people
because they think they're above it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they think that driving is such a boring, almost monotonous thing that they switch off.
I think that's me.
So you think Lewis Hamilton and all that were in bottom set in school?
No, because and here's the key difference, is a Formula One car is more difficult to drive than a Vauxhall Astra.
Is it?
Yes!
Why?
Have you never seen the fucking Top
I
Gear
just
episode?
assumed they'd be automatic.
Have you never seen the Top Gear episode where Richard Hammond tried driving a fucking Formula 3 and couldn't get it round the track?
No.
He literally couldn't get it round the track.
Kept spinning it, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's just that...
They're dead hard to drive. They're fucking hard to drive.
Why are they hard to drive?
Loads of
Right,
buttons.
okay, so picture a Formula 1 fucking steering wheel
Yeah.
and all those fucking buttons.
I just
They're
thought-
not there for show, are they? It's
Well,
not
I
like a
don't know.
fucking bop it.
I don't even know what the buttons are for in my car. As long as the engine turns on. Like,
But yeah, it's miles harder to drive a Formula 1 car. Miles harder. Look at that. Look at that fucking thing.
there is no way. Make sure you slide that picture in here. There is absolutely no way that they press all those buttons.
Okay, so why
I bet
are they,
you Lewis Hamilton couldn't tell me what half of those do.
I bet he can tell you what every single one of them does because it's his literal job. If they don't press them, why are they on the steering wheel?
Because they're just there to make it look complicated so that people are more impressed by them.
Mode. That's on your microwave and you never press that.
Yeah.
You just turn it to a number and press go.
You're telling me he's
Oh
driving...
shit, there's a defrost button there as well.
Exactly.
You're onto something.
You're telling me he's driving around the track and he knows, oh, I've got to press that one up there. Look how close they are together. Driving at hundreds of miles an hour, you think I could easily slip and touch the wrong thing. He does not use them going around the track.
He
I'm not
uses
having-
all of them
He
going
doesn't.
around the track. He
Not
uses
a
literally
chance.
every single one. He'll use some more than others, but there will be a reason for every single one. Are you telling me Formula One, where they spend hundreds of millions of pounds perfecting tiny, tiny little changes in their cars, you telling me that half of those buttons are redundant and they just keep them on for fun?
I'm telling you that I think Formula One driving is basically just like going go-karting on a stag do. I think there's very, very little difference in it.
Look at you looking at this Formula One thing now and going, give me 6 weeks. 6 weeks is
I
all I
wouldn't
need.
even need 6 weeks.
How long, genuinely? And I've seen you drive. You're one of the worst drivers I know.
Because I'm
I
so
think.
intelligent.
Yeah,
I
that's the
actually
reason.
think, as much as I don't like him, I actually think he's quite a good driver.
He can't take roundabouts. He uses 2 lanes to take a roundabout. He goes out far lane, and then he comes in, and then he goes out again. Yeah, you do. I've been in a car with you.
Maybe I did that one time.
Yeah, Colin McRae crashed.
Oh, yeah, true.
Doesn't mean, I mean, he crashed a helicopter, mom, something like that.
Were you going to ask me how long it would take for me?
Yes, genuinely. So, as of tomorrow, they say, listen, we need you as our new F1 driver. You're driving for Ferrari or some shit like that, right? They'll give you all the training. They'll give you access to anything that you need. As of tomorrow, how long will it take you, not to win a world championship, but how long will it take you to get to the level where you're as good as everyone else? You're not the worst there.
Six or 7
Weeks.
laps.
So fucking funny. Oh, God.
I think we'll have a little break there for the money cunts to tell us why we should buy their stuff. And then I've got a couple of questions prepared because it's my turn to do the prep because it's not your podcast. It's normally Dan doing it. Money cunts. Yeah. Happening, lids. Do you like a cheeky little gamble on the old sporting world? Well, I do, but I'm sick of getting beat by the bookies. Now, I've been going to bettinggods.com since they started sponsoring this podcast. They're a great sponsor to have on board, and they are the best tipsters in the betting game. Anything from tennis to ice hockey to footy, rugby, horse racing. If you want tips when it comes to betting, head to bettinggods.com right now, and they've got all sorts to help you beat the bookies and get a few winners. Go get some winners. Don't be a loser. You don't want to be losing your bets. You want to be winning your bets. Bettinggods.com. They're going to help you do that. And we're back. So what were you saying? Men don't deserve time off when they have a baby.
No, I'd say men's maternity is a fucking joke. Like
Why?
women, it's like, take years off. Just as long as you and your baby want to bond, it's fine. And with men, it's like, you've got 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you go to the hospital, that's your baby. Do you want to say hello to it? Cool. Right, fuck off back to work, dickhead. That's literally it.
I think I could have a baby and be back in the same afternoon. I think they make a big deal of it. Anyway, I've got a couple of questions for this bit before we bring our guest in. Today's guest, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett, who's just signed to the UFC, Scouse MMA fighter. I'm really looking forward to one of our most requested guests as well.
Is he? I bet he's a pussy. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Don't you fucking keep that in. Jesus Christ.
We don't edit shit out, mate, unless we're advised to by lawyers.
Have you ever been advised to by lawyers before?
I refuse to answer on the grounds I may incriminate myself.
Do you remember when you used to run podcasts and they weren't like this with like loads of technical stuff? It was you with a Zoom, and me and you would do podcasts. And because I know that you don't like editing, every once in a while I just slip in a racial slur.
Yeah.
Knowing that you had to edit it out.
I remember you doing that. Did any of them ever get released?
None of them did. None of them did, because I'd be like, so anyway, Adam, it's great that you've taken me here, Jew. And you go, Fred, you can't say that. You can't do that.
Fred, I'll just leave them in.
Well, this is it. I don't trust you guys not to just leave them in forever.
Yeah. And one time we recorded an episode, didn't we, which just descended into us arguing over whether it was more viable to own a chicken or to buy eggs.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And then we decided that a chicken was a tenner based on no knowledge.
Yeah, we did this full sort of
20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah, right. So let's say a chicken is I think we said it was 20 quid.
Yeah, it was a lot of fag packet maths, wasn't it? About how much an egg would be, how many chickens.
Yeah, we're like so it's this trying to figure out genuinely which is more efficient, and then we realised that a chicken can't possibly be 20 quid. Because you can get one with peri-peri sauce on for 11 quid at Nando's.
Yeah, making a 9 quid loss every time someone comes in the shop.
Right, I've got 2 questions.
Go for it.
And they're both really good. So, first one is from the GOAT, Harry Robinson.
Is that what he's called himself?
No, we call him that because he sends in so much stuff. He does a lot of artwork for us, and he's just a great fan. Hi, lads. I hope you're well. Carl already knows this. But recently, I've been having beef with a cult that I pissed off who claim I'm a fascist spy, looking to bring them down, and even put a smear video out about me. It's a long story. Somewhat related, but it got me thinking, as cults proper fascinate me. You've talked about starting a have a word cult in the past, but if you had no money or no worldly ties and had to join a cult, what kind of cult would you join? For reference, you've got your mega religious cults, your alien spacey cults, your big orgy sex cults, and cults that hate 20-year-old journalism students from SCEM, which is him.
Well, it'd be a sex cult, wouldn't it?
You'd join a sex cult.
Yeah. Who's going for the religious cult? Right. Every religious cult looks shit. Like, it's all like, no phones, because phones don't bring you closer to Jesus. It's all like living in a fucking... like a wooden house in the middle of a forest
join a
somewhere.
sex cult just so you can be on your phone?
100%. Yeah.
Use crack on. I've got a tweet to put out. What a fucking stupid
No, I don't want a blowjob. I'm doing a TikTok. Leave me alone.
That will get you banned.
Right. So cult-wise, every religious cult is shit, isn't it? Because you've got it's all like there's one leader, and it's like you're all wearing the same fucking clothes and shit like that, and it's ceremonies and stuff. Like, have you ever been to church?
Yeah.
How boring was that?
So
for 1 hour.
Yeah, so I used to go to church all the time as a kid because I went to a Roman Catholic primary and then secondary school.
So did I.
So you go, certainly in little school, you go once a week, don't you? On like a Wednesday or whatever, they take you for your class or your year's mass.
Yeah. You sing bangers as well.
And you sing the tunes, and it's so normal because you're a child. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't go for years, and then it was the time I went after that, I think, was my mum's funeral, and because it was my mum's funeral, it was so sort of like that was at the forefront of my mind. It's my mum's.
You reckon?
Yeah. She was on my mind that day, so I was distracted. Now, I don't mean this to sound as bad as it's going to come out. I wasn't as sort of focused on it when my granddad died. I loved my granddad, but it's not your mum, is it? So when I went to...
And also as well, granddad is like, you kind of expect granddads to die.
Granddads die, don't they?
Yeah, because they're all like 87, and it's like, you just kind of expect that.
So and he'd been ill for a long time as well, whereas my mum was more sudden. So I went to that funeral with me family, but my ex-girlfriend come with me as well. And she was so anti-religion. She was just like, it's all just culty nonsense. And because I hadn't been with sort of adult eyes before, I sort of saw it, how insane it is. Like, you know, when everyone around you is repeating words back to the priest, peace be with you and with your spirit.
Yeah.
Like, and you're sort of looking around like, what? And it's so sort of like, it's like being in a film and seeing it happen. And I just couldn't, like, it really, like, icked me out.
And do you know what as well is they indoctrinate you like a cult would as well.
Yeah.
Like I've said this many times before, that if you weren't told anything about religion until you were 18, and then at 18 they sat you down and said, listen, Adam, there's a man in the sky that's been watching you this whole time and has been judging you, you'd be like, fuck off. Like, I don't believe that if it was like, you know, like Harry Potter, when Hagrid comes around and says you're a wizard.
Yeah.
It was,
I'm a what?
You're a Catholic, Harry. That's how they should like choose what religion you're in. They should have like a sorted hat. Buddhism.
Just not Hindus. Just not Hindus.
Yeah.
Oh, not Hindus, eh? You'd make a great Hindu. Have to be Catholic. I do a great sorting hat impression, don't I?
You do quite a good sorting hat impression.
Do you do any impressions just before we crack on with this question?
Literally loads.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, I can do. Well, what do you want? Celebrity impressions?
Ideally, yeah. Because if it's just one of your mates,
that's
we're not going to know whether it's any good, are we?
That's John, that is. You don't know, but he's great.
Can we pick who you do?
I can do Billy Connolly.
Can you?
Yeah, if you want me to do Billy Connolly.
Yeah,
Billy Connolly.
Do you want me to give you something to say? Or
I'll just make something up.
okay, I can do Billy Connolly as well, you see.
Okay, well, how about you do it first?
Hey! You'll go.
It's quite good. It sounded like,
Hey, Billy Connolly. Hey,
Sounded like
stand-up comedian.
sounded like an orgasm that you didn't want.
Hey.
How about you both be Billy Connolly talking to each other?
Okay. Hang about, let me get myself ready. There's too much pressure on me now.
Yeah, because I've just nailed it.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I was around Glasgow the other day, and I was walking around Sydney Harbour, right? And
In
I remember
Glasgow?
when I was in Sydney Harbour in Glasgow, it's a wee bit towards the West End, you know, and I was going around, and I saw a guy, and you'd never see anything like it before. He was not wearing any pants, and I said, why are you not wearing any pants? He said, I didn't fucking want to, you know.
Sound like a Dalek.
Thank you, mate.
You that was quite good,
I thought
Dan.
that was all right.
I thought it would sound like Jojo Sutherland.
Okay, I can do. So I know all of the bit to, you know, in the TV show Extras, with Sir Ian McKellen, where he talks about acting to Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, I don't want you to repeat that from a TV show. I don't just want you to do that.
Because I know the whole thing because I revised it when I was stoned.
Really?
The
That's
whole
very good.
goddamn thing.
That's
I can
really
do
good.
it if you want.
No, we don't. No.
Freddie, can you pick someone off the wall to do, please?
Oh, okay.
Anybody? Pryor, could you do him?
Anybody? There's Kobe behind you. You've got Mother Teresa, Kevin Webster,
Say anyone.
Sarah Silverman.
Anyone that wouldn't get me in
Gilbert.
trouble.
Who else can you do? Who else can you do?
Liam Neeson.
Right, okay. So I want you to do Liam Neeson, but I want to do it old school style. I'm going to give you a scenario that he's in.
No, I don't like doing. I can only do set fucking things.
No.
Like I can only do if you let my daughter go now. That'll be the end of it.
No.
That's all I can say.
No. Why? That's not an impression then, is it?
But wait. Well, what is it then?
It's just repeating.
Impersonation.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can't do any impressions, but I can do many impersonations.
Okay, do the daughter one then. Go on.
If you'll let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you, but if you don't, I will find you, and I will kill you.
It's not too bad.
Not bad.
Why can't you do any? Can you not just give it a go?
I can try.
So I want Liam Neeson, right?
Okay.
And he hasn't got £1 for the trolley.
I don't have £1 for the trolley.
There you go.
Is that all right?
But he needs to do a big shop. So he's begging. Wait. So he's begging a woman outside the Asda to lend him £1 because he needs to do a big shop because his mum is very, very ill and his dog's just died.
Listen, my mum is very, very ill and my dog has just died and I need £1 for the trolley. Please, I'm begging you.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Not bad.
I don't think it's good though. It clearly veers off, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, big orgy sex cult?
You what, sorry?
You'd be in a sex cult.
Oh, yes, I've been what was the other option? Alien cult.
Alien spacey cult or mega religious cult?
But with alien spacey cult, you know that at some point you're taking a fucking cyanide pill, aren't you?
Why?
Because that's how they all end. Yeah. They all end with, oh, we have to transcend this Earth and then go. It's never that a spaceship lands and you get on it safely.
See, here's what I'd do, right? And I'm actually up for doing this anyway. Is I would, because obviously I don't want to actually be in the cult and I don't actually believe it, I'd go for either the alien spacey cult or the mega religious cult, but I'd just infiltrate it.
Would you not want to do the sex cult?
No.
Why not?
Because it's just...
Actually, having said that, with the sex cult, you never look at a sex cult and go, she's fit.
Exactly.
Like, it's always like 48-year-old Denise joined the sex cult after her husband left, and it's like,
is this on Come Dine With Me? Come fuck with me? Is this a new?
Oh,
is this a new program? Is it?
I fucking love Come Down With Me so much. Do you know what's better than Come Down With Me? Have you ever watched Four in a Bed? Yes.
It's just the same thing, but like
it's so much
B&Bs, isn't it?
No, but it's great because they go, you've underpaid by £2. I'm really not happy with that. And it's like, it's £2.
I'd give them all ones, me.
You what?
Do you only vote?
Yeah.
Just give them all. You want to win, don't you? You're not there to make mates.
Yeah.
Just give everyone a
I'm
one.
not there to make friends.
I'm not. I'm there to win.
I'm there to
You're
win
there
the coveted.
to advertise your business, aren't you?
No, I mean, come down with me. If you give everyone a one, then you've got to win.
That would be such a funny episode, though. Just watch it, especially if you put no effort into your own fucking thing, just knowing that you were going to win. Yeah. So you were like, starter, pot noodle, go fuck yourselves. I'm giving you all the one.
You couldn't do that, could you? Because, like, to do that, you'd have to justify it by actively not enjoying it. You couldn't enjoy it all and be all two-faced, be like, oh, this is delicious.
Why not?
And then get in the taxi and then be like, nah, it was all shit, one. Because you just look stupid. So you'd have to be like...
stupid, $2,000.
It'd be great to troll them as well and name all of your dishes, I'm giving you all a one. So they read it out and they're like, for starter, I'm giving you all a one. For main, no, seriously, I voted you all a one on your dinner party, so I win. For dessert, I've got the $2,000, haha, fuck you. I don't understand this menu.
You'd win, though.
It would be great.
I think I'd do quite good on Come Down With Me. Because I'd just get, like, a takeaway.
Disguise it as your own cooking.
No.
Delightfully
everyone
devilish,
loves
Seymour.
When they knock on the door, oh, I made that.
Everyone loves a chippy though, don't they?
Yeah.
Like if you came round to my house for tea and I was like, you come round to mine for tea, and you got there and I was like, we're getting a chippy, you'd be fucking delighted.
Yeah, I would be happy. Well, it depended what the chippy was like, I think, because I'm quite fussy.
Well, I only go to the best chippies, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'd just go to a really good chippy. But yeah, I'd join an alien spacey cult.
Why?
Because I think I could infiltrate it and figure out what they all do. Get to the top of it, run the cult.
Why?
What?
We run the cult for?
Power?
Do you know what?
Over
fucking
the cult?
mentals. Like, even in this scenario, you're like, right, okay, I could infiltrate this cult within 6 weeks. It's like, even this, you could be a cult leader within a month and a half. What would you do if you were a cult leader full of people who clearly have mental health issues, who were just like, that's Lord Adam of fucking Planet Zog or whatever? Yeah. What would you do?
What do you mean? What would I do?
So you've got all these people who will dote on your every word. They'll do whatever you want. What would you do?
Get them to clean me house. Get them to clean me house.
Oh yeah, Planet Zog doesn't accept dirty spaceships. So
I get them all to chip in, get myself a really good car. I'd just control them all. Like, have them give me money. It's not stealing, because they're voluntarily giving me it.
What you're basically describing is The Sims.
Yeah. They just give me, like, I'd just be like, look, I think running the calls is it's expensive. This office and that, you know.
That's basically Catholicism, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of all religions. Yeah. Well, most of
this
them,
church
really.
costs loads of money. You know, I need fucking...
Yeah.
Need
so I'd take their money. You know, they're all fucking stupid for believing in it.
Do you know what?
It's not my fault they believe in it.
There is a mad point in every, like, church sermon where they literally pass around a collection plate.
Yeah.
And they literally pass it around and go, give us some money for this thing.
Well, George Carlin said that he's all powerful, but he loves money.
Yeah.
He needs money.
He loves you. He knows who you are. He knows your every move. He's watching you, but he needs just a little bit more money. He just needs a little bit more. I know you gave some last time. We just need a little bit more, and then everything's going to be okay.
What do you reckon it goes towards? Like, they don't mention, do they?
Super injunctions.
Yeah. Super injunctions, orgies, the bread.
That bread's expensive.
Wine. Know what I mean?
That wine's... Do you know, you might have talked about this before, but if you've been... do you remember going to church, and do you remember the old women that used to be like...
What?
Put it on my tongue.
Oh, yeah, the ones who didn't take it.
Dirty bitches.
Did you take it, did you?
What?
Did you take it?
No, I was like, give it me on my hand. I'm not fucking letting a priest touch my tongue. It's weird.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I sucked his finger, me.
Did you?
Yeah,
I wanked them off.
Yeah. See you back.
Probably still wanking about that.
See you behind the altar.
Oh, fuck
How
it.
big's the altar? You'd see both of you. I'd be on the altar. I can see you.
Yeah.
What's the second question?
It'd be boss to... I'll get to that in a second. It would be boss to have sex in a church, wouldn't it? Not with a priest, but like on the altar with your missus. That'd feel fucking powerful, that.
Do you reckon? Yeah. Church scares me.
I wouldn't want to have sex in a church.
Why?
No.
Just a bit cavernous and a bit cold.
It stinks as well.
Yeah.
Church, or...
Oh, fucking hell, man. Well done. Well done.
Okay. This is a big one, this. So it's come from a guy called Sam, and he hasn't asked to remain anonymous, but I could understand why he would.
But I'm going to say his name anyway.
He didn't ask. So I've got a chronic one for you. I desperately need some help. He called the people in this. They've got names that aren't theirs, essentially. So the people in this are myself, my best mate, who's my borderline brother. We do everything together. We'll call him John. His girlfriend, who is also my best mate, we'll call her Lisa. And then we have John's mate from way back in school. We'll call him Atticus. And then we have Atticus's girlfriend. We'll call her Rita.
So hang about. So can we just go through those characters again?
Yeah.
So the first one is John,
Yeah.
who is Sam's like borderline brother best mate.
Yeah.
And John is going out with
John and Lisa.
And Lisa is also this dude's best mate.
Yeah. He's really close to Lisa as well.
So he's really close to both John and Lisa.
Yeah.
And then there's Atticus, who is his best friend from school or John's best friend from school?
John's friend from school.
John's friend from school.
Atticus is a fake name.
Me?
Atticus.
Yeah. Don't know where it come from.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
What's that? That a film?
The book, To Kill a Mockingbird. Atticus Finch.
Eminem song, innit?
Boo Radley. No? Nothing. Okay. Fuck me. Really, To Kill a Mockingbird. Harper Lee. Incredibly famous. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What do you think, very quickly, what do you think To Kill a Mockingbird is about? Literally that
War.
title. War. No.
Okay.
So... Do you really not know To Kill a Mockingbird?
I've heard of it. I've heard the rumours.
I think that's what the court said.
Yeah,
It's a very highbrow joke, that. Thank you. So Atticus, who is John's mate from school, but this original guy, Sam was it, has no, or didn't mention that they had a relationship with Atticus.
Yeah, he sort of extra contextualises that in a minute, but so
And then
the guy who's written in, Sam, John is his best mate, borderline brother. John's going out with Lisa, and then there's another couple called Atticus and Rita.
Okay, but Lisa's also his best mate.
Yeah.
But Rita and Atticus he doesn't really have.
It looks that way, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So the other day, John, Lisa, and Sam, who's written in, were chilling, doing our usual standard Friday night lockdown talking shite session, when John dropped the absolute bombshell that Atticus has got another girl pregnant behind Rita's back. Now, you've got to bear in mind, everyone in this is only 20 to 22. And now, from the outside, Atticus and Rita's relationship looks all sloppy and cringy and that. They're tagging each other in posts on Facebook all the time. And there's always plenty of Insta posts, etc.
So just to stop again, he's dropped this in front of Rita?
No.
Oh, right. He dropped it in front of Lisa
and the guy who's written in.
I see.
Okay.
Right, okay, I'm with you.
So obviously now, John, Lisa, and me know that Atticus has got another girl pregnant, and basically we're wondering if telling Rita about this is worth it, or if we should just let fate play out and have Rita find out naturally, or by Atticus doing the right thing and telling her. Rita is a nice girl and has done a lot for John, especially when he was going through some tough times recently, and Rita's been friends with John since way back when. Now, I've got no loyalties to either Atticus or Rita, so telling Rita would only backfire on my friendship with John, because John's told me this in confidence. He doesn't want me to tell Rita. Me and Lisa think telling her would be the right thing to do, but we also know that Rita is quite mentally unstable, and we don't want to be the reason she goes off the rails. So what the fuck should we do?
Nothing.
Nothing?
The end. Because they don't have a dog in the fight. Lisa and this dude who's emailed in.
Oh, by the way, I've skipped a bit there.
Okay.
The side girl who's pregnant,
Yeah.
she's keeping the baby.
Okay.
So Rita is going to find out about it unless Atticus can pay it off.
Oh, what's your baby called? Atticus Jr. What an interesting name.
How would she find out?
What do you
Is
mean?
it on the news?
Do you not think it's gonna? Do you think it's gonna be? What do you mean? How would she find out?
How would she find out that he's got another girl pregnant?
Because at some point there's gonna be a baby
Where? In the fridge? Like, just don't introduce
in his
it to
life. So your solution is they should say nothing, and Atticus should lead a double life where he stays with Rita and has a child on the weekend away from Rita.
Yes.
Right. You're a silly person.
So
Come on, bro.
So this dude who's emailed in and Lisa, they don't have anything to do with this situation, right?
Yeah.
So they taken out the situation. It's up to the person who has to make a decision is John, which is whether or not because he's got loyalty to Rita. So it's whether or not he tells Rita or whether or not he doesn't. It's him that has to make the decision. It can't come from this guy that's emailed in, and it can't come from Lisa. And in fact, well, sorry,
the amount of times these names have been said.
Well, the reason I wrote the names, I came up with all these names because the guy who wrote in called them 1, 2, 3, and 4. So imagine how complicated.
1, 2, 3, and 4. What, like a fucking riddle?
Yeah, it was so complicated.
One
so I
likes
just
two,
gave them
but
stupid
4 is
names.
pregnant.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
So here's the thing. I think John has fucked up by sharing it. Like, Atticus has fucked up more than anyone because he's got a girl pregnant. And he's like, I understand that he's like, I can't tell me missus this. But he's got to, because she's going to find out. It's on Atticus first. If he doesn't tell her, it's on John. But if John refuses to get involved, the guy who wrote in has got to do it.
No, he's got nothing to do with him. He's got nothing to do with them. He's got nothing to do with them. It's nothing to do with him, and it's nothing to do with Lisa. It's nothing to do with them.
But he's really good mates with Rita.
Oh, original John. Sorry, original guy that's messaged.
Sam, the guy who's written in.
Sam's really good mates.
They're mates, yeah. He thinks she's a good girl. He's got no, like, loyalty to her, but...
Well, there you go. He's got no loyalty to her.
Yeah, but isn't Rita going to be like, did you know about this? Did you know he's got another girl pregnant? He's having a baby.
So what I would say... Rita, you seem to sound an awful lot like Kevin Webster for some reason.
Hey, he's having a baby.
So what I would say...
He's not calling it Sophie. He's not calling it Rosie. He's calling it Jack.
What I would say is, like, you're giving Atticus the chance to do the right thing. That's how I would play it. So I didn't tell you because I was giving Atticus the chance to do the right... You really thought of Atticus.
I don't know where it came from.
You're giving him the chance to do the right thing.
How long can that be acceptable, though? Does he just leave it?
Yeah, for an infinite amount of time.
No.
You have to.
No.
You have
also,
to.
there's part of me that is like, this is such good drama. I want to see it explode.
Really?
I'd tell Rita in front of everyone.
Would you?
Yeah.
What, including Atticus?
Yeah, I'd go, can we all just come in the living room? I assume they're all living together, but they might not be. All just come in the living room. I've got some news. And then I go, listen, Rita, Atticus has got another girl pregnant behind your back. And then I'd sit down.
Oh, or what about...
And John told me.
What about if you get John to tell Rita that he's got a girl pregnant behind Lisa's back, see what Rita advises, and then use that advice in her situation?
Because there's a way that could spectacularly backfire, Freddie.
Why?
Because Rita could go to Lisa and go, he's got a girl pregnant behind your back because women are a team.
And Lisa goes, what a coincidence.
So he's done it to you. That's how it could backfire.
Yeah, that is true, isn't it?
Yeah. Rita's not going to go, well, I'll keep stum.
Yeah.
Like, he needs to, just sit them all down. Because, look, this is going to be more annoying for the longer it goes on. Sit them all down, cause murder, let it happen, and then just get on with your life.
Or get a banner flyby.
Off the footy.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Or...
Yeah. In Klopp we trust.
Yeah.
Rita, talk to you, fella.
Have a day. Have a day out with Rita where she keeps going past gender reveal parties that you've set up and just see if she's like, what's all this about? And you go, I think they must be for Atticus and that. Or they go, whoa. Or...
Do you think that is how... I think they must be for Atticus and that other girl. Oh, I have let it slip. That's what these 17 gender reveal parties were for.
That's why that...
Oopsie!
That's why that balloon pissed pink confetti. That's what the cannon was for. That's what the cake was up to.
Almost as convoluted as that entire situation.
Can I just say that
names.
gender reveal parties are fucking weird?
Why?
Because how are they a thing now? It's
wanna,
all about Instagram, isn't it?
Yeah, people just want a way to show off their news.
Yeah.
It's just a flamboyant way of showing off news, isn't it?
Yeah. I just think it's... Yeah, I think it's tacky.
So you wouldn't do one?
Absolutely not, no.
What would you do? Because you do like footy ones, can't you? Kick the ball and it goes blue or...
I would buy an out-of-service plane.
Yeah.
Okay, and fly it
into the ground, but it would be filled with either blue or pink paint.
What? So you basically
hire like a few acres of land.
Yeah.
Suicidal pilot.
And crash a plane. Get someone who wants to die.
Do
Yeah.
you know what? That's when you know.
Get Atticus.
Get him to scream the sex as he dies or the gender.
That's when you know that your podcast is making dollar when you can afford to recreate Lost for a gender reveal party.
Yeah, you just get a suicidal pilot. Someone who's going to die next week anyway.
Yeah.
Like someone who's been told you've got a week to live. It's got to be our lad. I'll make sure your family are sound. Fly this plane into that fucking field in Warrington.
Hiya, mate. Do you know you've got a week to live? Yeah. Do you want to die now?
No.
Oh, yeah, go on then. Fuck it.
You just
wait a week.
You say, do you want to... When are you going to die? Next Sunday?
Next Sunday.
Well, then, next Sunday, do you want to do this for me?
Okay.
Get
in the
a
morning.
pilot license as well.
Early morning, mate. 6 a.m. Come on.
That's what I'd do.
Air traffic control's fine with this as well. Gets a pilot license. The police. We're just going to crash this plane. Why? Gender reveal.
You don't need a pilot's license to crash a plane. You only need it to fly it.
All I need is 6 weeks.
You could learn to fly a plane in 6 weeks.
What I'll do is I'll join
you
the air traffic control at the very bottom and I'll infiltrate and I'll work my way up and I'll make alliances and before you know it, I'm king of the skies. You're fucking insane. You're an insane person. He's literally got some psychopathy about him. Definitely. 100%.
Yes.
Oh, let's have a break and we'll bring Paddy the Baddy Pimblett in. I'm really excited about this. We've got some great questions to ask him. It's going to be fun, make it a bit different to the interviews he's done this week, because I imagine he's bored of being asked, who do you want to fight first? Who do you reckon he'd rather fight, Adam, me and you?
He'd 100% rather fight you. 100%.
We'll
Because I'd fucking batter him.
We'll see after the break from the money, guys. Press that button. What's happening, guys? It's Adam here. Last week, we told you about Final Runner, the UK's official last person standing game. I hope you all joined the competition last week, but if you didn't, fear not. There's still plenty of time to get involved at finalrunner.com. It's a really fun, a really exciting game to play, and take it from me, it's dead easy. All you do, you pay once to enter, then you pick a team from this set of Premier League football fixtures. If your team wins, you go through to the next round. If your team loses, you're out. It's as simple as that. You can't pick the same team twice. You can't be picking the best team every week. So if you waste your Man City this week, next week you might have to pick fucking Burnley or something like that. Do you know what I mean? The last person standing at the end, once everyone else has been knocked out, wins the cash prize that was generated by the entry fees at the very start of the game. It's as simple as that. And for this week only, Final Runner have been kind enough to give all the lids who listen to the pod a free entry promo code. It's free hit, FREEHIT. The words will be on your screen if you're watching this on YouTube. And you can enter for free to win a fixed prize competition of 150 quid. So it's win-win for you. You pay fuck all and you're in with a chance of 150 quid. You could also use this competition to raise money for any charities or whatever you want to do for your business. You've got a sports club you're trying to raise money for, you can do that as well and split the prize between you and the sports club, something like that. Go to finalrunner.com, support our sponsors. We'd be very grateful. Nice one. And we're back. Welcome back. Part 2, episode 114. And we are joined by our guest and the UFC's latest signing, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. Let's have a little pause from the soundboard there. Thanks for coming in, lad.
More than welcome, fella.
It's been quite a busy week for you, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
This interview, 3,500.
I've done a few, like, they have, I enjoy doing them in person, though, lad. They've all been over, like, a laptop on Zoom and Skype and that.
So we made a policy quite early on with this, was that we were never going to have a guest via Zoom. Like, we've messaged some, like, big sort of name comedians and that from, like, all over the world and gone, do you want to come on? And they've gone, yeah, what time do you want me on your laptop? And we're like, no, we want you to come in the studio, get on the train, like, we'll sort it out. It's well better to have people, like, in the room. And I'm quite excited for this because I'm a casual MMA fan. Like, I'm the worst type of fan for you. He doesn't like MMA at all, right? And you'll like him more than you like me, because I got into it a couple of years ago when the McGregor hype train was at its peak, and I got into it because
people did, though.
Because he sold the sport, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He really, really did.
Most people got into it when it was McGregor, know what I mean?
So, but do you lot hate people like me? Because we're just the casuals of the sport, or do you sort of recognise that I'm still paying the pay-per-views when they're not, do you know what I mean?
Exactly, know what I mean? I call people casuals who are trolls on Twitter, lad, who give you shit when you've got about 7 followers, lad, and you're just like, oh, lad, turn it in. Probably about 15 in your Mars.
Yeah, we get quite a lot of them as well with people like, this isn't funny. I'm funnier than you. That's something actually, so I asked a lot of our patrons earlier to send some questions in, and we'll get to most of them in a bit. This is something we spoke about with Paul Smith last week. Is like, if Paul's in like a bar now, or if I'm in a bar and someone's like seeing one of my videos or seeing some of this, Scousers think they're funny. Do you know what I mean? So they'll look at you and try and be like, I'm the funny one. Or like they'll say, hey lads, you that comedian.
Are you asking if he goes to a bar and people just try and twat him in the face?
Do you feel like people are sort of like, I could smash his head in?
Maybe if I went to other cities, but in this city, everyone's just like, just get on, don't we?
Yeah,
you know, like,
but do you not feel like there's a little bit of like, do you feel like there's
a few like little things in the past, like, so nothing major.
Are you dead calm about it?
Yeah.
Because you just know you'd win.
Yeah, I just think if anyone like throws a punch at me, then I will. But I would never throw the first punch, because then I'd be in the wrong.
Would it risk your license?
No, we don't have a license.
So it's not like boxing.
No,
it's not James Bond. License to batter people.
Also, if you
no, but forgive me for being ignorant here though. But like, years ago, if you were a boxer, your fists were classed as deadly weapons.
You get commission, don't you? So
yeah,
like in
but
Vegas,
like you lost your boxing license if you punched someone's head in, didn't you?
Yeah, I've heard that, but like with MMA, we don't have a license. Like boxers still have a license.
Yeah,
but MMA fighters don't.
Oh,
it's not a commissioned sport.
But like if you're getting into a fight, right, then there's adrenaline pumped, and you're kind of like nervous, but there's an and that's because me and you don't get punched in the face every day. Whereas
anymore.
you do.
Yeah.
So it's just like, for you, it kicks off in a bar and it's like, oh, back at work. Do you know what I mean? It's like, do you know what I mean? It's the equivalent of fucking Lauren, her phone ringing and it being customer services and she has to fucking deal with a car phone warehouse complaint. That's what a fight is to you, because you get punched a lot.
Yeah, the only thing about it in a bar, lad, there's bottles and that coming your way, so it's a little bit different.
But you'd still be able to, like, like, if it hit you in the face, I imagine you'd still be able to take it.
You'd probably be able to take it more than a normal person would, because I do get punched like a spar twice a week at least, so I get punched.
Do you ever, here's a question that I have, right, and I'm coming from this from a perspective of a man that hates UFC. Like, I don't have, whatever it is that people like about it, I don't get it.
But you do like boxing, don't you?
I do like, well, not now. I don't like boxing now because it's degenerated into like fucking just nonsense.
Fight anyone.
Yeah. It's that. No one will fight anyone because there's like 23 belts. Do you know what I mean? But also as well, it's just celebrities fighting. A YouTuber versus some cunt who does cash in the attic.
That's what's good about MMA, though. There's only one belt, really, that means anything.
Well, this is why it's better. But my problem with MMA is I always feel, and this is probably totally wrong or whatever, I'm going to get loads of people going, actually, I think you'll find... But my problem is I feel like a good fight lasts about 30 seconds and a bad fight lasts 15 minutes because they're on the floor cuddling. And
that's not necessarily true, though, because, like, the best... like, and as I said, I'm a casual fan, but the best fight I've ever seen was the second McGregor-Diaz fight. And it went the distance, and it was an absolute war.
I watch it, and I don't know what's going on. So I just see two men like dry humping each other, and I'm like, I'm not about this.
Do you want to shed a bit of light on why that's the stupidest thing anyone's ever said?
It does. A lot of people think it, lad, because they don't understand the groundwork.
If I knew what was going on, it's like cricket. I don't watch cricket because I don't know what most of the fucking fielders are doing.
A lot of people are like that with sports. If they don't understand it, they don't watch it, and he doesn't understand the jiu-jitsu aspect and the wrestling aspect of it. So
yeah,
he just wants to see people stand up and have a scrap.
That's literally it. That's literally it. But I look on the floor, and not only do I not know what they're doing, I don't know what they're trying to do. So I don't even know that they're trying to get like an angle to fucking knee someone in the head or something like. I don't know what you do.
Need to get sent a few specific fights to watch, really.
Okay.
Where they just have it on the feet.
Well, that's what so, you know, Longley, who's a friend of ours.
Dave Longley, comedian.
He sent me a few, and I've watched it, where it's just been literal brawls. And I've gone, yeah, I kind of like that.
But isn't it far more entertaining? Like a stand-up fight in the UFC, where they stand and just swing digs at each other. Is that not more entertaining to you than boxing? Because it's so much more entertaining for me, because it's more exciting, because anything can happen. It's as close a thing that a sport can get to a proper fight.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I say about it. It's a real fight.
Like if me and you had a fight, if we not like a
imagine you started boxing.
No,
in your opinion, and we've mentioned this before. In your opinion, if me and Adam were to have a fight, who would win?
He's a scouser, lad.
Oh, fuck off with this. No, not a chance.
I went to the same school
Not
as
a
him.
chance.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because you were.
He knows the street I grew up on. We used to fight over footy. We used to fight over footy every 3 days. How many fights do you think you've had in your life? Like total, like fights.
About 5 or 6.
Okay, well, see, just on a pure volume base, like I've never gone seeking fights, but I've had hundreds.
Oh yeah,
of fights
find you. Yeah, here we go. I never look for trouble. Trouble finds me.
I had a few fights in school, and I had a lot at home over footy. But like I was mates with 3 other people in my street, all lads, and it was always in 2-2s. Like, because 2 of us would always be arguing with the other 2, because we'd be
like
fighting.
Tag team.
Basically, not like 2-on-2 fights, but like, so there's 4 of us, and so there was me, Bernard, Lee, and another lad called Adam, right? So like 1 week, we'd be having a game of footy, and me and Adam would end up scrapping over something, and then we'd split off into me and Bernard being mates, and Lee, yeah, I had a mate called Bernard.
Bernard?
Yeah, he's not a dog.
Just imagine you fighting an Alsatian. What the fuck?
He's not a dog.
Bernard.
He's not a 57-year-old bricklayer from Plymouth.
Who looks at a baby and goes, Bernard? That's the name that I'm going to call my little baby, Bernard.
But yeah, we were fighting all the time. We've spoken about this so many times. Like
fighting over his fucking turkey dippers.
Yeah, but his name's not Freddie, is it? It's his stage name. We won't say what his real name is.
Yeah.
You forget about that?
Oh, I do, yeah.
He's chose it because no one else in comedy was called Freddie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Bernard was taken.
It's like now, though. Imagine calling your kid like Derek now.
I know. There's so many names that have gone.
Have you been the Baddy since day one? Has that always been your name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even pick it, lad.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That's a good nickname, that, Paddy the Baddy.
Don't pick your own name, lad.
Sounds like a monster in a children's book. Paddy the Baddy.
So who assigned it for you?
Paul, my coach.
Paddy the Baddy?
Yeah, no, lad, we was... What was I at the time? 2 or 3, you know? I think it was 2-0. I was about to have my 3rd fight. And, like, no, the announcer...
Are you 16-3 now?
No, this is amateur. This is when I was amateur.
Shit, okay.
Yeah, so this is when I was 16, lad. I was about to have my 3rd fight. I had 9 amateur. And the announcer come in the back and was like, said to Joel, who was the other lad fighting hard, any nicknames? And he was like, no, it's my debut. Come over to me and was like, what's yours? And I was like, oh, I'm just Paddy Pimblett, lad. And Paul went, Paddy the Baddy. Yeah, go ahead. Sound.
Do you know what? That almost feels like if they make a film of your life, that's going to be a moment where they go, we need it. Paddy the Baddy. Do you know what I mean? They just come up with it then.
What would yours be?
Oh,
Freddie Flapjack Quinn.
no. Dirty Fingers.
Dirty Fingers.
You wouldn't want to fight that, would you?
No.
Exactly. Dirty Fingers Quinn.
You sound like a thief from the 20s.
What would you be?
Adam the ROWE, probably. It'd be eye-based.
The ROWE.
Yeah, it'd be eye-based, wouldn't it? If I didn't pick it myself, that's what...
You don't pick your weakness as your name.
No, you don't.
No, but like, it sounds... Maybe by that point...
Stephen
I've got,
likes talking. Oscar the Bounce Pistorius. It's like...
No, but maybe by that point I've got like a bionic eye or something, do you know what I mean?
A bionic eye?
Yeah,
You'd
maybe-
fight with a bionic eye?
Maybe that's how I end up in the UFC, because obviously it's not a physical, do you know what I mean?
Well, like
Maybe
RoboCop.
but yeah, maybe I've ended up there because my eye can see things quickly and I can be like, here's the move, you know what I mean? Maybe that's how I end up there.
How much more quickly would you have to see things in order to twat him?
To beat him up.
Yeah.
It is the thing. We told you before we started recording that we all went to the same school. You're 3 years below me.
Yeah.
And I knew in school that he could kick my head.
So at
Like,
11.
he was known as a hard little cunt when I was in year 9 and he was in year 7.
Were you the hardest in your school?
No.
Were you the hardest in your year?
No.
No.
We
The
had
hardest
big
in
kids.
school doesn't
We had
really,
big kids in our year, but we never really done that. Well, I can remember a kid a year above me. Everyone was saying he was. But then we didn't really, when we were my age anyway, they didn't start having fights to see who the hardest in the year was.
No, it wasn't like a yearly tournament.
One of my mates that was older than me, Chris, he was saying to me, lad, yeah, when we went into year 7, lad, it was like, who's the hardest, and kids were fronting each other on the first day of school and that, to say who was the hardest.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we've spoke about this.
He's about 32 though.
Oh,
We've
so
spoken
it's
about this
another age.
before. There's do you know Tom Simpson?
Yeah.
So Tom was in our year.
Yeah.
And he ended up boxing for the Navy, I think, or the Army. But he was a boxer, wasn't he?
There's
Yeah.
another one in our year, isn't it? And he's, what's his name? Tom's mate.
Yeah.
Scouse boxer.
I know who you mean, yeah.
Ginger lad.
I had a fight with Tom.
Yeah, Tom Farrell.
Tom Farrell, yeah. I had a fight with Tom Simpson in the first week of year 7 because he was winding up a
Danny.
mate of ours, Danny McNally. And I had this sort of chip on my shoulder attitude of like, no one's picking on me sort of thing. And I liked Danny because we'd sort of got on straight away. And I was like, what are you scared of him for? Don't fucking run away from him. And he was like, are you not scared of me? And I went, no. And he was like, right, should we have a scrap after school? And I was like, sound. And he hit me about 15 times before I even blinked. And then I was like, yeah,
you know
sound.
what
See you
he-
later, no worries.
Do you know what you were to him? You know when like a new boxer comes up and they just give him shit easy opponents at the beginning just to build his fucking
Yeah.
confidence up.
But-
That's what you were, the school version of
But
that.
he was always sound to me after that because I didn't shit myself, do you know what I mean? Because I was sort of like,
Yeah, let's just have it.
let's just do it.
Oh, there was a burgeoning respect.
So it was sort of like, he's not a shithouse.
I remember
He's
it-
just harder than me.
I remember at my
Someone's
school.
got to win.
At my school, there was a guy called Dan, and he fucking stunk. That's got nothing to do with the story. I just want to say that I remember how bad you smell. He fucking stunk. He smelled like death. So he had a fight with this kid called Nick, right? And this kid called Nick was much bigger, but he was a bit like dopey and quiet. And this Dan guy was more cocky. And this Dan guy punched him. And this Nick lad proper pulled a fucking Lenny from Mice of Men and just let himself get punched in the face, grabbed his fucking wrist with his hand like that, and just went boom and knocked his 2 front teeth out.
It's a really famous scene of Mice and Men, isn't it?
I love that.
No, but you know, like the fucking curly fucking Lenny fighting and just grabbing a fucking hand thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
he crushes it.
Yeah. So that was literally kind of what happened. But I remember that Dan guy started crying, naturally as you would if you were like fucking 14 and someone elbowed both your front teeth out. But he didn't want to be seen to be crying, so he picked up a bottle of water and doused it on his head. And so he was like, it's not tears, it's the water. And I just thought, how great, how quick of a thought is that in that moment, just to fucking regain a bit of dignity.
Oh, that's heavy, that.
Yeah, if you lose a fight, you've just lost, haven't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It
doesn't go on your professional record, does it?
Not mine. Not yet. No, not ready to break me amateur status. I might get an Olympic call. So, but was I right before you professionally 16 and free?
Yeah.
Can I ask you, like, just on the subject of sort of like losing and stuff, how hard is it when you've trained for months?
It's even worse when it's in the Echo, lad. And you've just done 25-minute fights.
What, when you've lost in the Echo Arena, you mean?
Yeah.
Was it hard? Because you know you're at
especially
home.
when I was younger.
Yeah.
The second, they were both bad, yeah. The first one, I was only 22. And I thought I'd won the fight. So when his hand got raised, I was like, "Oh, what's going on here?" And I just walked right out the cage. Didn't even congratulate him or nothing.
He's just looking round for the handshake.
Yeah, and then
you're already in Salt Dog Slims ordering a double JD
just
and
like
Coke.
in the back spewing up or something. And then when
Chocolate,
I fought
not blood.
Yeah, when I fought a few years ago against Bach, when I shouldn't have because my hand was still bad. And I nearly finished him with the choke, but I couldn't because my hand weren't strong enough. And then obviously he beat me on a 5-round decision. Again, that was just the frustrating because I probably shouldn't have fought because of my hand, but it's one of them.
Do you ever have that, like, 'cause I always think this with fighters sometimes. Do you ever get that thing where you're in the ring and somebody fucking hits you and you're like, oh, I'm going to get the shit kicked out of me here? Like, do you ever know? Do you ever think, this guy's just better than me? I'm going to get the
But you haven't really had that, have you?
You can't even think that.
Really?
You kind of lost.
I always think, you know, that sometimes when they're fighting,
You've lost already, if you think that.
You know when you see those people that are like fighting Tyson or whatever, like boxing, and they
Oh,
get
yeah,
hit, and you see in their eyes, they go, oh, fuck.
Yeah, because
That's a different caliber, though,
he's a
isn't it? Know
generational
what I mean?
talent, isn't he? He's just, there's nothing you can do. But if you go into a fight where you've trained, you're like, I want to beat this shit out of this kid. You can't think that, can you?
See, I'd constantly, I think that's one of the many reasons.
They have that in boxing because they have that many mismatches. You know what I mean? They don't have that in MMA because both fighters think that they can win. You know what I mean?
That's why I should probably get into it, shouldn't I? I should probably have got into it before this, to be honest.
I mean, you only found out you were doing this last night. That would have been a hell of a
stayed up and watched
hell of a night
UFC.
staying up. I'm on UFC 9 now, watching them all. I think I every sort of MMA and obviously mainly UFC like press conference you watch, both fighters going into either fight look like they would stake their entire life on the fact they're going to win.
They're going to win.
There's no doubt in anyone's mind.
There's only a few where I've seen where you can tell, and it's generally when people are fighting McGregor.
Really? And they just go, oh, I'm going to get swatted here. This is gonna be
Cowboy.
shit.
Cowboy was the worst. He done it against Till as well.
That was sad, that though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's the only fight.
The Aldo fight as well. A few of his fights, you know what I mean? He's done that to people, but a few other people have. Like Ngannou does it to people.
McGregor for a couple of years there though had like a sort of air of invincibility, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And he really got in people's heads, and he beat them before, like Aldo specifically.
Yeah,
he beat him
before he got in the cage.
He beat him 8 months before the fight kicked off. No wonder it took 12 seconds.
I do it at gigs all the time. Is that I look
psych the audience out, don't you?
Yeah,
on the way in. I look at people in the eyes.
No, I look at a gig and it's full of like 50-year-old women, and I'm like, they're not going to like this. Do you know what I mean? And you go on stage and you're like, oh God, this is going to be so shit. And it is. And so, like, I just wonder if everyone else has that mentality or whether or not I'm just a massive...
You need to adapt.
Did you just compare prize fighting with not being funny enough to entertain women?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Those are the same things in my head.
So on the sort of subject of Aldo, obviously, although he lost to McGregor before that 10-year reign and at the top, undefeated and whatever, obviously one of the greatest featherweights ever. One of the questions we got asked by one of our listeners is, how do you think you would fare against some of the greatest featherweights of all time at their peak? So Jose Aldo, Volkanovski, Holloway.
I reckon the toughest fight out of them is Holloway.
Yeah?
To be honest. I reckon it'd be Volkanovski now. Never mind in a few years, lad. But I reckon by the time I'm like in the rankings and that, like that, Holloway will have the belt back.
Is that Holloway the dude that did the Matrix thing?
Yeah.
The Matrix
I'm
thing.
the best boxer.
Where he just literally dodged about fucking 1,000 punches
whilst
talks a bit of shit.
Yeah.
I like that.
That takes some balls, that.
You weren't just watching sport there. That's like an iconic moment in any.
Like Anderson Silva tried to do that though. Well, he'd done it a good few times, but then he tried to do it one time against Chris Weidman and got knocked out.
I'd love that. I'd love to see a compilation of people trying to talk shit.
That's mad. In fact, he wasn't so. He was just he dropped him in the first round once or twice, and then like he'd done like something like that and like went like that. But as he leaned back, Weidman jumped in with it. Dropped him. Coincidentally enough, I watched that fight with Conor McGregor.
Is it all like... Because, like, I would love to learn a martial art. Right?
So would I. I'd love you to learn a martial art.
But I always, like... I don't know which one to pick.
You should pick jiu-jitsu so you'd understand the ground work.
What I'm looking for, really, is just something that would let me twat people dead easy. That's all I'm asked about.
Yeah, but that doesn't exist, though, does
But
it?
I don't want to learn, like... You know, you get those martial arts, and it's like, listen, right, we'll teach you how to twat somebody, but first, you have to know inner peace. And it's like,
I think what you've done there is watched Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and thought it was a documentary, didn't you?
But equally, I look at, like, MMA, and I'm like, that looks like a fucking workout, that.
Of course it does.
That looks like that's too heavy for me.
So if Freddie was gonna do anything, if I said to you, right, Paddy, look, whatever the UFC are paying you, right, I'll quadruple it, and your job from now on is to get him ready. from look what you're working with, right?
Why did you do that? There was no need to do that.
I just want him to take every inch of you in.
Wax on.
Yeah, right. What sport? What martial art would you get him ready for so he could compete at like an Olympic level?
Like hard jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and
out of any individual one, or would you go? Do you know what? Let's just go full MMA and get this lad to Cage Warriors first.
I probably wouldn't take the 4 times.
I reckon I'd be all right at judo.
Why?
I've got a wide back.
That is a prerequisite for judo.
It is.
Big back.
Wide backs. You need to have potato sack carrying backs.
Does
You
they
know,
can't
in the
pick it up.
judo team, though, you need to have been doing judo since you was about 4.
I'll make up for that. I'll make up for that. How good could you have been at 4?
You'd bang a 4-year-old.
4-year-old at jiu-jitsu.
I honestly think there's 4-year-olds out there who could judo your head in.
No, absolutely no chance.
Do you not reckon?
No way.
Well, we've got an expert here.
I'd literally...
I reckon 15-year-olds, yeah.
I'd fucking love to fight 4-year-olds. Imagine being able to fight a 4-year-old. I'd do every
legally?
fucking Mortal Kombat move there was. I'd literally pick him up by his skull and just crush him.
That's not judo.
Love it.
You'd be disqualified.
You are.
Street fight.
Yeah, that's true. All right, fair enough.
That's what I was getting onto before about why I prefer watching MMA to boxing, though, is because it's the closest thing to a fight. If me and you did have a fight, we wouldn't be like, right, it's just punching and not in the dick. It's just a fight until the other one doesn't want to fight anymore, innit?
Oh, yeah, I'd want to be breaking out my roundhouse kicks, definitely.
I would pay. I'll pay you £50 on top of your fee that you're getting for today.
Yeah.
To watch you do a roundhouse kick there
Do a
now.
roundhouse, lad.
With nothing stopping you. Not on me, just kick the air.
Go on, Fred.
Just kick, and I get £50 on top of my original fee.
Yeah.
I don't...
70 quid.
No. I don't know what a roundhouse kick looks like. I think I know what one looks like,
You do?
but I'm not 100%.
He hasn't got enough space to throw one in here.
Is it? Thank you. That's what I was going to say next, Paddy. I don't have enough space in order to properly circumferise my body to get the full kick in.
Me and Freddie were going to set up a charity boxing match last year between ourselves. We were going to do it through Hot Water Comedy Club.
What happened there? Oh, yeah, because of the pandemic.
Have you got... Here's a question, right? Let's say you're in a street fight.
One sec. It wasn't because of the pandemic. It was because Freddie declined to train. I
Still win. I just win. It'd be like fighting your little brother. You win.
He doesn't have to train then. Just it's easier for you.
Thank you. There we go.
So you don't want to train? We'll do it.
I'll just fight.
Have a word promotions. There we go.
Okay.
New armour to
come.
come.
What's the weight difference? What's the reach difference? What's the
weight
And I don't
difference?
even know my reach, lad.
Don't you? That's mad.
Nah, you do your reach like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm measured across
Why
the
are we doing it like we're going to be able to measure just me and you just doing this? like we know. Weight difference. What's your weight?
As of this morning, I'm 14 stone, 0.2 pounds.
See, what's that in I don't even know that anymore.
Do you do
'cause I go off
kilos?
kilo, yeah. I do kilo.
I missed a checker.
I am 18 stone 4, maybe. And I think I'm about 118 kilos.
You are 88, nearly 89 kilos, just under 89 kilos. You are.
Hey.
Yeah.
Son, I'm only a few kilos lighter than you at the minute, lad.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a fat bastard.
Yeah, but you're taller than me as well, and some of yours is muscle, and
Lad,
mine
you
is
should
all
have just
titties.
knock it on the cheeks, lad. You know what I mean? Fucking hell, look at that, lad. It's fucking messy.
After you've been in a fight, though, do you just fill up on food?
I can't help myself, lad, yeah. Like, the worst lie any MMA fighter can ever tell you is, I'm going to stay in shape after this fight. Obviously, you have a week off to just rest up. I have to go on a few runs, like. Because, lad, I just eat pure desserts, lad. I eat major desserts.
Ice cream,
No,
cheesecake.
like, cheesecake, cookies. Lad, this got cookie dough.
That's like my
brownies.
breakfast.
Lad, have you had one of them cookie dough pies?
No.
Fit them.
Lad.
Fucking well, you can get them from Lidl and Aldi. They're fucking good.
No, listen, get them off one of these pages, lad.
Oh, like the Instagram things?
Yeah,
Yeah,
lad.
yeah.
I got one off 2 different firms. The Cookie Man and the Milk Box. They give me a brownie as well.
Yeah.
And lad, they're like that thick with all chocolate in the middle. Lad, they're unbelievable.
Trying to
Lad.
diet
What's
at the
weight
minute
cutting
as well.
like? I always think it looks fucking horrendous.
It is, it's rough. I've
was
cut
thinking-
like silly amounts in the past as well. What like could have proper affected me health.
Yeah. Do you not get warned against that by doctors or nothing?
Not one years ago, lad.
When I've listened to interviews with MMA fighters when they talk about this, not one of them
Wants
likes
to
it.
do it. No,
It's
none of
just
us wanna
that
do it.
they know if they don't,
Yeah,
it's
it's a
going to be
disadvantage.
£20.
Like for my last few fights, I have been like that. I've hardly cut any weight. You know what I mean? Like
So
the fight the other day, I only done like £3 in a bath, and I was eating carbs the week of the fight. And like the day before my fight, this time I had fucking 2 hash browns, 2 sausages, a bit of eggs, and a bit of bacon.
That's
in the
a-
hotel, and like that's unheard of.
It's a lot healthier though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a lot healthier what I done, like, but I'm probably gonna go down to featherweight if my body allows it in the UFC, because as you say, them lightweights are massive, lad. Some of them are huge.
Yeah. And if they're cutting weight, they're going to be even bigger than you
Yeah.
when you finally get in there. Yeah.
I had a question for you before.
Did you?
What is your go-to move in like a street fight? What's your go-to move?
Punch.
No, because I've got a thing that I like try and
Like,
get
what's
in.
yours?
So this is
An
what
eye
I've
poke or
got.
something?
You what? Sorry.
An eye poke or a kick in the
Yes.
balls?
Right. So what I do is I try and poke you in the eye with the left and then punch with the right.
That's a ship. John Jones.
Fucking.
That is a piece of shit, that, like.
You are.
That's horrible, that.
See. Fuck it. Even he don't want to fight me.
Old dirty fingers poking people in the eye.
That's it. With me, you get a black eye and you get red eye. That's what you fucking get, man.
Therefore goes the dirty fingers now, like. No wonder you said dirty
So
fingers.
I try and poke. That's why
But then that's not like...
I'd go for your good eye as well. That's what I'd fucking do.
But like... isn't that like just like... Wouldn't you feel shit about
No,
yourself?
absolutely not. So what I try and do is if I poke
Why are you saying
in
try
your
like you do
eye
it regularly?
like that,
Yeah.
then you're going to open up this and then I just punch you in the face.
I understand the tactic. I'm not questioning the motives or its effectiveness.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, even if you won that fight, wouldn't you be like, I fucking poked
No,
the man in the eye?
mate, I am a fucking honey badger. I'll bite your cock off. I'm not arsed.
You won't.
I literally, if it meant me winning, I would bite a dick off. Absolutely.
Winning what?
100%. There's no fucking, like, if you're fighting somebody, there's no, like, odd, like, it's different if what he's doing, where he's fucking doing it properly.
Fred, hang
What?
on. So
I'd bite a dick off
you're
if it
in
meant winning.
yeah, hang on.
I'd
You're
bite
in
a dick off.
You're in a
Would you,
boozer.
if that was legal, right, Paddy, if that was legal,
No.
if that was legal, there's a
There's
million...
nothing wrong with it, like, but I'm not homosexual. You know what I mean?
No, because you're not doing it for pleasure, you're doing it to win, right?
No.
So think about it, there's a million people.
Still got another man's dick in your
It's
mouth.
the title fight.
Got another man's dick in your mouth.
But you've got backwards mount, or whatever it's fucking called, where legs are here, and you're trying to
very-
headbutt his dick like
very
this.
rare
Hang on.
position, that, like.
Hang on, right? I tell you what. You know what I've just offered you before, 50 quid, right?
bite your own dick
No,
off.
no. I will give you £2,000 If you can find any footage of a professional MMA bout where at any point anyone has got their opponent like this, with their hands on their legs, ready to bite their dick.
Right. Well, so what I meant is say those are the legs there.
Yeah.
Right, and then you're on top, but your head. So your legs are on it. So like sort of like you're 69 in each other.
Oh yeah, it happens all the time, though.
Yeah, 69's a sprawl, isn't it?
Yeah, but do you often 69 during a?
It's not often that.
You'd have to take his jeans off as well.
You what?
You'd have to take his jeans off.
Why is he fighting in jeans?
Well, he's having a street fight in
that's
town
true.
after the boozer or something. He's not fighting a fucking
Oh
tight.
yeah, that'd be a weird moment, wouldn't it?
Get your jeans
That'd
off,
be a
lad.
weird moment where he's wriggling. And fucking
button.
He's got buttons. I think, why do you not wear zip? What the fuck is this? I'd only do it. That's a tactic I'd only employ if it was zip jeans.
But here's the thing, right?
I'm not unbuttoning a man to bite his dick off. Even I've got lines.
But there are sort of unwritten, unspoken rules of street fighting, isn't there?
No, that's the point of a street fight.
But there is, though, and I'll tell you why, and I reckon everyone else here is going to agree with me. If we had a fight, right, and you didn't do something dirty, like put your fucking AIDS finger in my eye, right, and you won, then I'd be like, sound, I lost.
Yeah.
But if you did something dirty like that, or you bit me, then I'd follow you in my car and jump out and beat you up with a bat. Because you've broke the unwritten rules of street fighting.
But there is no unwritten rules.
Nah, there is a being a man, isn't there?
What, sorry?
Do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
If you employ a dirty tactic, then I'll
someone will come back and fucking do something else.
But the thing is you don't need to have dirty tactics because you've had training. Whereas I've not had that. So
Neither have I. You're fighting me.
Yeah,
I'd understand if you punched Stipe Miocic in the eye or poked him in the eye. I'd get that. Because you're not going to win otherwise. I'd let that go.
I love the idea that I'm not going to win otherwise. And then I poke him in the eye and he goes, no more. No, not a chance, mate.
If you bit his dick off, he might stop. It's possible, like.
But
you'll get through his cup.
Hang about a minute. Isn't like the whole of fucking Krav Maga, like literally all of these fucking dirty ass fucking, like, you'll know better than I do, but isn't Krav all about fucking eye gouges?
I don't know fuck all about Krav Maga. It's a load of shite.
Right, Google Krav Maga now.
What is
dick
it?
punching. I bet that's a fucking thing.
Krav Maga dick punching.
I bet Krav Maga's dick punching is with a K. I bet any money.
Dick punching.
Yep, dick punching.
Thank you for your time, Paddy.
Yeah.
Oh, look! Punching somebody in the dick.
The martial arts technique, Israeli Special Forces is basically glorified to punch someone in the dick.
Thank you!
Yeah, but you're not an Israeli Special Force.
I identify
as an Israeli Special Force.
Look! See?
I don't know how we got here.
Yeah, but you're saying that as if like there's people in Weatherspoons who are like, right, let's have a scrap, Krav Maga rules, and that doesn't happen, does it?
50-year-old fucking real ale drinkers. Israeli police rules.
People in Liverpool laugh at Krav Maga, like.
Are there, like, I thought, up until right now when you mentioned it, that all martial arts were treated as the same, like, oh, it's a martial art, you must therefore respect it. Are there some martial arts that's like, that's not a fucking thing?
Yeah, it's not like that in our gym.
Like which ones are like the bullshit ones? Like I feel like Taekwondo would be bullshit.
No, Taekwondo, they make you be respectful, but it's good. I've done a few little sessions of Taekwondo. When you get like the ones that aren't money orientated and they want to teach you, it's good. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, don't get hooked in on that traditional Jiu-Jitsu. It's a load of shite.
Well, what about Aikido, the one with the stick?
Load of shite.
Is that? It looks like bollocks.
Yeah.
It does
It's
look.
basically, it's like a dance. I watched it in Japan. It's basically just like a performance.
Yeah.
There used to be an Aikido school near where I used to live, and it was all 50-year-old men with sticks. Like literally, they dress in the full, like traditional.
Sure you weren't just also near a blind school.
Come to think of it, it was a garden centre.
It's basically just a performance. Though it's not like
Is that like what's that Brazilian one?
Capoeira. Yeah.
Capoeira. That's like
That's just a dance.
just dancing, innit?
Yeah.
I love watching you like figure out that a lot of this is nothing to do with
Like,
combat.
you watch a bit of MMA though. Capoeira is what that Michael Pereira does. No, the big one who does backflips off the cage and that.
Yeah.
He's done capoeira in the past. That's why he does all stupid shit.
But it's just a dance.
Yeah.
Does it help him now? Does it help his technique? Can he use it in
If
actual?
you ever seen him fight,
No.
he's a fucking mad cat, lad. does all mad stupid shit, lad, that you just shouldn't do, lad. Gasses himself out. Like he done in a fight where he went in the UFC. He fucking jumped on the cage and done a backflip onto the fucking...
In the fight?
Yeah, in the fight.
Like Chris Jericho?
While his opponent was on the floor. Like
That's so funny.
Lad, swear,
Think
get
he's
him up, lad. He's
Spider-Man.
fucking hilarious, lad. He's trying to bend.
That's fucking
Would you ever do something like that?
No,
You've got
fuck
your
that.
opponent on the floor and you're just there doing...
The rock
Stood
bottom.
up, lad. Get it up, lad. I swear he's round the bend.
What's his... Go on, type it in.
Michael Pereira.
Yeah, we'll watch it. If you can't figure out a way to put the video in video, then
No,
we
I'll
can
do it.
just
I'll do
edit
it.
this
I'll
bit
put
out,
video on
can't you?
video.
Michael Pereira.
There's a fucking
There he is.
hilarious question here.
Oh, I think I have seen this guy before. Does he do somersaults on people as
That
they're
one,
like...
yeah, that's that one. Is this a highlight reel someone's made of him?
Yeah, style.
Oh
highlight.
my god, it fucking is as well.
Is he not respected then?
No, he is, like, he's fuck, but it's...
He's just a bit mad.
He's also
just
just a
mad.
bit fucking
Yeah.
mad.
He's got a few decent wins. See, that's a good knockout.
He's a heavy dick, man.
Yeah.
Literally pushed his face inside of him.
He's a
That's
welterweight. He got disqualified in one of his latest fights.
What, for
There's
doing
one
shit
where
like
he
that?
actually jumps on the cage though and does a backflip onto him.
I
And
love
he
that.
gets a warning because obviously his feet landed on him.
Oh,
He can't
really?
stomp.
He can't
Yeah.
kick on the ground. Can
You
you?
can do anything else, though. If that was an elbow, it'd be fine, wouldn't it?
Yeah, as long as it's not like that.
Was it north to south?
Yeah.
6 to 12, north to 12 to 6.
That'd be my finishing move. Up on the cage, straight down onto his dick.
That's it. That's the only elbow you can't do, like 12 to 6.
Aren't you wanting to change it though? Aren't you think it's a bit of like an outdated law now?
Yeah.
Because it
is
happens anyway.
stupid, yeah.
Yeah, so that the other day.
And it's sort of like...
I'd love to do pride reels, lad. Be sick.
Pride rules.
Yeah, we used to
Bum the loser.
kick and stomp.
Yeah.
What, you can just do whatever you want?
Yeah, have you never seen Pride?
Oh.
No?
Watch Pride, lad.
Pride was like alongside UFC early doors.
Yeah, but then they went to fuck a bit in UFC, just bought them.
Yeah.
That's where all like Rampage Jackson and
So-
a few fighters like that come from.
So pride rules, you've knocked someone down, you could just volley them.
Stomp, yeah. Stomp
Really?
and kick in the head.
Boot their head.
And when you're on the floor, you can knee. So like, no, the way Peter Yang got disqualified the other week.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why Mighty Mouse tweeted saying that's a stalling tactic anyway. You shouldn't be disqualified for that because he's went to 1 and in 1 they still do them reels,
Shit.
but they don't stomp. They just kick. I mean, you can't stomp.
The fight's over then as soon as you've knocked someone down, if you can stomp though, innit?
Depends if you get past the legs in time. Like Wanderlei Silva used to do it in Pride, lad. He'd drop people and then he'd just like, especially when they're in the corner, he'd just stand over them and just stomp.
Yeah, you can't
But
do
that
no more.
person's not getting back up, are they?
Some people did, lad. Is it obvious if you?
Is he stomping on their head?
Yeah.
And they're getting back up?
I'll get Pride reels up. lad.
I honestly can't imagine getting stomped in the head and even coming close to the thought of, I'm going to risk this
Have you
happening
ever
again.
seen what Fedor wins after then? Seen Fedor where Kevin Randleman, big black fella, suplexes a Russian right on the top of his
That's
head?
an old fight, that though, innit?
Ugh.
Yeah,
It's a
but
long time
lad,
ago. Yeah,
Jesus.
I've seen it.
Have you not seen it?
No.
Lad, he gets slammed and gets spiked onto his skull.
Yeah.
And then 30 seconds, a minute later, he's reversed the position and finished him with a Kimura. Lad, it's one of the naughtiest things you've ever seen.
These are like giant men, though. Like
These
made
are
out of
heavyweights,
rock.
yeah. Well, Fedor weren't big though, really. Fedor was a small heavyweight, 230, 240, but Randleman was like 265.
Fuck me. So you get absolutely spiked on your head and he still
got
won the fight.
Suplexed on his skull. It's one of the naughtiest things you'll ever see. But like picked up by a 265-pound juice head, slammed on his fucking the top of his skull.
And wins.
30 seconds, a minute later, ends up on top, reverses him, Kimura's him.
That's a bit different though, innit? Because you're on the floor and you're not getting stomped on.
Yeah, I know
You
what
get
you mean
stomped
there.
on. I just can't imagine like any... Because how do you get up from being stomped on? Do you know what I mean?
Well, just think, they haven't got shoes on,
Yeah.
and it's on a canvas, it's not on a concrete floor.
Yeah.
So it's not
But I
as-
mean, I can't imagine a way that I'm on the floor, right? Let's say me and you scrap, yeah? You knock me down and you start stomping on my head. I don't know how I can stop that happening from the floor.
That's
Do you know what I mean?
Though,
To
where
get
I'm
back up.
standing over you, though, you can up kick yourself. You can kick me in the face.
Didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Good point.
You'd be doing that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like an octopus.
How long do you think it would take to train someone like, let's say Carl? Carl's in a bit of better shape than me, right?
Just.
Just. But how long would you need with him so that he could win a professional MMA fight against like a journeyman?
It'd have to be amateur, wouldn't it?
Against a journeyman, that'd be easier than an amateur fight.
Really?
Yeah, like lad, the first new I had my pro debut against was like 4-33 or something at the time. Really, seen his record the other day because someone sent me my record. I was just like, wow, is his record really that bad? After I beat him, he ended up winning a few fights as well, but it's just still the same on my record. But yeah, my last few amateur fights were well harder than my pro debut.
Is it because the amateur ones, they come in thinking I can win this, whereas the journeyman, they come in and
You've
go,
still got something to fight for, haven't you?
get the shit kicked out of me.
At amateur, I ended up winning a belt or two and was just like defending that belt and I caused a big ruckus on the Cage Warriors forum. I got posted on the amateur forum on the best amateur bantamweight in the country. Does anyone dispute this? When I was about 16, people started putting all names in and I just started beating all the people that they said. You know what I mean? So I ended up going pro at 17 because there was no one else left on the list to beat. But like I had all tough fights as an amateur. So then when I ended up fighting for my first few pro fights, the first 3 were proper easy.
Just walking through them.
Yeah, three first round finishes, 2 TKOs and a flying triangle.
Yeah.
Do you know when you've finished someone in the first round, how long do you reckon you can fight again after that if you've not been hurt? Do you reckon you could just go again the next week?
Yeah,
Or-
well now that I'm signed, lad, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah, I'm not going to come straight home, lad, and eat loads of cheesecake and
get back on it
cookies, you know
again.
what I mean? I'm just going to
Stay out in the States.
Yeah.
And
probably stay there, especially if I win the first round. I'll just walk out the cage and say to Dana or whoever's there, "Oh, what's happening, lad? Any fights next few weeks, I'll stay here."
When do you reckon your first fight will be? Do you know anything like that? Or is it just
I asked you that on the way in, you're not sure?
I
early
think,
doors?
I think you have to do 3 months in the USADA testing pool first.
Oh shit, yeah.
So I think I'm going to have to do that first before the fight. Keep getting tweeted saying, get him on the 20th of July, 10th of July card, get him on the 10th of July card.
Who's on the 10th?
McGregor Poirier.
That'd be heavy, that, like, wouldn't
Be
it?
sick if I got on that.
You could
lad.
though, yeah, that's 3 months, isn't it? You could do that.
That's what I mean. That's like,
Plausible.
it is.
That'd be fucking sick, wouldn't it? Where's that?
I don't know, might be in Texas because they're a lot of fans.
Yeah.
Or Florida.
Texas and Florida are the
Yeah,
two gaps,
Texas
innit?
and Florida.
That'd
Might be
sick.
Florida though because that's where Poirier trains, innit?
That'd be sick, that.
It's going to be on his terms. But one of the other questions we got, which I think I'll just answer instead of just giving it to you. Is there any advice Paddy would give to a wannabe fighter who struggles to even get to the gym? Yeah. You got to get to the fucking gym. Basically, Paddy, could I learn to be an MMA fighter in my bedroom in my spare time?
Definitely not. Like, you need to go and get professional help to do that.
What did that person expect?
I know, that's why I didn't even pass it over to
Well,
him.
if you've got a medium-sized dog, you can bicep curl it. Get to the fucking gym, you fat cunt.
How do you know they're fat? Maybe they're just going through a really bad time in their life. And they're really skinny. If anything, they're malnutritioned. Not eating enough.
They're fat.
They're fat, aren't they?
Paddy, how often do you learn new stuff with your trainers? Or are you just holding the stuff you already know?
Yeah, now, well, you're still learning stuff every day, really, to be honest. But it's just honing certain things that are not up to scratch at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Because I know loads of fighters change the style, don't they, through the career? Like they start wrestling, then they change into...
yeah, they do, lad. There's loads of jits fighters like that, lad, who start off as jits guys and then where they do more striking. I done it for a bit, lad, where I did more striking and developed into a striker. I thought I was a striker.
Mm.
And then, until you come up against someone and you come unstuck, you don't really do nothing about it.
Got nothing to change to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're sort of, and maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but you've finished a couple of people with a flying triangle, haven't you?
Yeah.
And that's what I see a lot. Every time I see tweets about you, and like with the UFC announcement this week, so many people have been resharing the flying triangle thing.
Yeah, they have, like...
It seems like that's what you've become known for.
It is, lad. Like, I'm 16 and I've won 16 fights. I think I've got 12. Yeah, I've got 12 finishes, and 3 of them are flying triangles.
Can I interject to ask what a flying triangle
So,
is?
you know the triangle, the musical instrument?
Throws at his head.
He puts it round their head and uses it to throw them around the ring.
It's a very good move. It's very good.
No, it's you wrapping your legs round their head, innit?
Yeah, with an arm in.
With an arm in.
Yeah, you'd have to have an arm in. That's where they have the arm coming across. because what your leg cuts the blood off on one side, and your arm, their own arm, cuts it off on the other side.
Oh, that's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Choked to death half by yourself. That's fuck. How do you
Not
even?
by yourself, like it's.
You're being forced.
How do you set it up then? So they've got to be on the floor.
No, I do it from standing.
What?
That's why it's called a
The
flying triangle.
fuck? How?
It's quite.
That doesn't make any. Right. Okay.
Think
Talk me
about
through
it, and
Talk
if
me
what
through
you're
it. We're
thinking
stood
is what
up.
it is.
I literally don't understand what's going on.
Get it up.
Go on,
We'll
go
keep
on.
talking while you get it up.
I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand how that can possibly be a thing.
Like, it's quite incredible to watch, really.
I probably should have Googled this, shouldn't I? Let's have a look.
Yeah, that's the latest one.
Fuck!
There you go.
Holy fucking shit.
See there though, in an MMA fight, people don't really tap to chokes that much, so I always take the arm.
How the fuck did you even do that? How did you get your leg that high up?
So what? That's a mixture, isn't it, of an armbar then if you're pulling the arm out as well, or?
Yeah, no, it's a triangle. But where you've already got the arm across, the arm's ready to go to the armbar, so it ends up getting called a flying triangle armbar.
Mad.
Because it's both in one.
It looks like it hurts, like. I wouldn't want to do it to me.
Like the one I done a few years before that, when I first fought in the Echo Arena, that one, he keeps me against the cage for a sec. Know what I mean? That one's a bit different. I jump it and get the grip on that, but he keeps me against the cage, so I start elbowing him in the head. And then he slams me down and just puts himself in it. Know what I mean? And do the same to him. I get the position and I'm squeezing, then I just, because his arms are already across, you just lift your hips up, lad, and it goes on.
Fucking hell. I mean, that was pretty fucking cool to watch. To be fair, I'm not a UFC fan, but that was pretty cool. Are there any moves that you hate being done to you? You're like, oh, he's doing the fucking reverse dragon or whatever. It's like, oh, shit.
Is that the first thing you thought of?
The reverse dragon. It's different. It's different than the normal dragon.
You thought of an adjective and then you went literally Chinese dragon. That's what you did, isn't it?
Literally, yeah.
You literally
I thought of a
went,
position plus the word dragon because
Yeah.
Chinese, they're good at martial arts. That's what I did.
yeah.
So, but is there like a move that someone else does and you're like, oh, can't be arsed for this. This is fucking shit.
That one that I can think of off the top of my head, like, the worst thing you can come up against is someone with a good, simple thing, like a good jab or a good leg kick,
Why?
because they're the most effective things.
Yeah, leg
Oh,
kicks are
yeah.
coming into it so much now, aren't they? Like,
All them what I do, they're just like specific to me. Not that many people do them, but I do them in the gym. I do that in the gym on a day-to-day basis when I'm grappling with people. That's just a move. That is one of my moves.
What happens when that doesn't work? Do you just like fall on your ass?
No, because if you watch it, I've got an overhook.
Oh, okay.
And I'm controlling his wrist on that side. So that's the arm that stays in, and that one just comes up. Because like I'm very flexible, I can do a lot of weird moves that other people can't do.
To my untrained eyes, it literally just looked like you jumped up onto his face and destroyed him.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realise that you already had control of him. I think you were just sort of jumping on top of his fucking neck and crushing him.
That's what you sort of not seeing when you're watching like the wrestling and stuff, though, isn't it? Is when you're seeing two people and he's got hold of someone's arms like that.
Yeah.
You don't know that one of the things he's doing is stopping those arms moving.
Well, that's it, but I don't know. So this is the point that I've always had with UFC, is that I don't know what they're trying to do.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can't get on board with it. Because I'm like, I don't understand what is a good position for you to be in or what they're trying to stop you from doing.
A lot of people are like that with MMA because it's one of them. You've got to understand it. That's why a lot of people I know, like my mates don't. A few of my mates actually watch MMA and are into it, but most of my mates aren't, and they'll just watch it when I'm on. So
yeah.
Like, yeah, so when all the fights are going to the floor, they're like, oh, you know what I mean? Until I'm on, and then if I hit the floor, they're still going bananas, but like when there's other people that they don't know, they're not that arsed.
Yeah.
Like, they're like you, they just like to see people have it.
Yeah.
They're not big MMA fans, lad.
That's all I'm bothered about, is just watching people just fucking haymakers. That's what I prefer.
Yeah.
That's why it's good,
but
though.
They're the type of people what get called casuals. You know what I mean?
Not me.
No, not you.
Really? Am I not a casual then? Am I a proper
saying
fan?
that you didn't know Pride, so you are a casual.
I just watch it when it's on BT, love. If I have to pay for it, I pay for it. Yeah.
I'm teaching, like, because I was kind of I was like on Adam's level. I'm trying to teach myself how to, because I enjoy it.
I love you say you were on Adam's level as if you
as
didn't
in, like,
decide to do this last week.
No, it's in about 6 months. I've been watching like Pride stuff and old stuff and old fights, and like it's a hard sport to learn because you got to learn like
I know, that's what I mean.
its origins and stuff.
Like, people call it barbaric and all that shit, lad, but lad, you've got to learn. That's why boxers are so good at boxing, because they only have to do one sport.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? That's it. They do one sport. We have to do boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, a bit of other stuff like judo, karate, taekwondo. Know what I mean? There's all different sports, lad.
What do you actually think about like the crossovers? You know, McGregor fought Mayweather, and now Askren's gonna fight against that fucking helmet. Yeah.
Jake Paul.
Yeah. Like,
Whopper.
what's your opinion on that? Would you ever do something like that?
I'd beat him up for a laugh, like. But I think Askren's gonna beat him, man.
Yeah,
genuinely do.
We were talking about it.
He's not gonna have a boxing fight with him.
Is it like
What
just?
do you mean?
Do you reckon he'll start throwing? Yeah.
No, he's just gonna get in close, put all his weight on him. That Jake Paul's arms are gonna be dead after 6-7 rounds.
Or do you reckon he's just gonna
grind on him, lad? He's not gonna have a proper boxing fight with him.
I mean,
he's gonna make it in the clinch, and he's gonna tire him out, lad. And he'll gas, and Askren will just start throwing shots on him when he's gassed.
Yeah.
but that Jake Paul isn't even the hardest YouTuber, is he?
But he's picked a fight with the worst MMA striker of all time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ben
that's
Askren Ben Askren is like an elite level wrestler.
Yeah.
World champion wrestler.
Yeah.
But
that's
like,
it. And like, he's a good grappler, know what I mean?
Oh,
But that's his jab.
So it's taken away. It's taken.
So he's
you look like one of those cats in a Chinese Chinese chili. The thing they have on the tail.
Yeah, I'm on it. Swear, lad. Like he had his last MMA fight was with Damian Maia, and Damian Maia's got the most subs ever in the UFC. Like, he's was one of the best black belts who done jiu-jitsu and cross over to MMA and do well. And Damian Maia beat him up on the feet.
Yeah.
Damian Maia doesn't beat anyone up on the feet.
Surely
That's what makes it interesting, though, isn't it? Because otherwise, it's like we were talking about it because Carl thought it was an MMA bout, and I was like, that would last 45 seconds.
That was made up because I was fortunate to get his head smashed in because I fucking hate him as well.
He wouldn't have had him an MMA fight because it's just everyone knows what's going to happen with this. At least people don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But is it not the case though that like even so Ben Askren is a fighter who is not known for his striking abilities. In fact, if anything, he's known for his lack of striking abilities.
Yeah.
And Jake Paul is a YouTuber known for being a fucking YouTuber. So is it not just going to be...
No, but he's wrestled when he was young as well.
Yeah, but is it not always going to be that the fighter that isn't great at punching is still going to beat the shit out of the YouTuber that's just a YouTuber? Is that not like...
I think so, yeah.
Logic?
But it's Askren. Like, his striking is very bad. But obviously he's going to do a big just boxing camp for this, something he's never done in his life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Askren's going to beat him up, lad. Askren will do 12 threes easy as well. Or whatever. Nah, it won't even be 12 with them, will it?
6, won't it?
Something like that, yeah. Might be, even if it's 6, lad, he'll tire him out, lad. He's going to make him feel the pace that no one's ever done to him.
Can I ask what seems like a stupid question? And I'm sorry to sort of be using you as sort of the spokesperson for the entire sport of MMA. Do you know if Mayweather and McGregor had an MMA fight, do you think McGregor would have twatted him?
Of course.
Yeah. I know that sounded like a stupid question.
Yeah, because Mayweather wouldn't know what was going on, lad, because McGregor would just come out and volley him. Just come out and leg kick him and leg kick him and leg kick him, and he'd be like, whoa, what's going on?
You wouldn't get near him. The distance he'd keep with the leg kicks, you wouldn't be able to get near him.
You wouldn't get near him, man.
Yeah, I've always said and thought that.
If I was fighting like a boxer in an MMA fight, personally, I'd take him down. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
But McGregor wouldn't. McGregor probably would stand with him and he'd just kick and keep the range.
Yeah.
But he may take him down, lad. He's not that daft.
Yeah.
Where, you know, you've got a 100% chance of winning or like 80% chance of winning, you take him down.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yes.
I felt like you wanted to say something.
Well, I think that as a southpaw...
It was a southpaw.
Both.
Let's have a break.
Were they?
What?
Are they both southpaws?
McGregor's a southpaw.
McGregor is, yeah.
I think Floyd's orthodox, but he switches.
Oh, damn. Yeah. So close.
Orthodox Jew.
Got Philly shell, innit?
We're going to have a quick break. Word from our sponsor, which I imagine will be Manscaped. There we go. It's Manscaped. We'll be back after this with some non-MMA stuff. Mirror, mirror, on the wall, what's the best brand for products that help you shave your balls? It is, of course, the products available at manscaped.com. Manscaped.com are one of the sponsors for the Have a Word podcast, and we absolutely fucking love them. Why is that? Because they have revolutionised the male grooming game. That's why, okay? Have a little look in your kecks right now. I bet your pubes are disgusting. I bet they're horrible. But if you had the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0 to help you shave down there with its little light on it and its battery life that lasts 2 hours, and the fact you can use it in the shower because it's waterproof. If you had all that, you'd be able to trim your pubes a bit better, wouldn't you? Now look at your nose. See those nose hairs? Imagine you had the Manscaped weed whacker and you could just stick it up and it does all that for you. And you know that because of the premium technology that goes into the Manscaped products, you're not going to snag the bag. No more bleedy balls. Exactly. You need to go to manscaped.com right now. Get yourself the weed whacker, the lawnmower 3.0, get yourself some ball deodorant, get yourself some ball wipes, or get all of them as part of a bundle. And on top of that, listen to this. If you use the promo code WORD, that's WORD, you get 20% off your entire order and free worldwide shipping. Free shipping, 20% off, and you get to get your balls looking all neat and tidy. And maybe your bird will suck you off a bit more often. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Back to the pod. And we're back. Final part 4. Paddy Pimblett still here. Freddie Quinn's still here. I've got some non-MMA shit for you. Because I know you've done a million interviews. And I know, like, I've really enjoyed that MMA chat. And I'm sure, because a lot of our listeners have asked for you. We always put a little shout out, like, who should we get on? One of the most popular requests. And so there's going to be people listening who are into MMA. And there's going to be people who are like Freddie, who haven't got a fucking clue what it is. So that section will have been boss. But we've got some. So I don't know whether you've seen any of our stuff before. We get sent people, send us in have a words where they want us to have a word with their mate who's fucked up or done something. So I've got 2 for us. So the first one says, all right, lads, right, I'm going to keep this as short as possible. And then he didn't.
That's a big paragraph, that, isn't it?
It is, yeah. My mate's missus, or as I like to call her, the beast from the east, needs a kick in the fanny. This is their words, not mine. And my mate, I'll call him Bill, needs something. Basically, about 6 months ago, Bill and this girl went through a spat where she spent every waking hour trying her hardest to make him jealous of this PE teacher from work. So I imagine she's a teacher. Bill isn't the jealous type, so he was like, yeah, cool, whatever, sound. To the point, the PE teacher sent flowers to her house. Yeah, he's a cunt. Anyway, they had a holiday booked, Bill and this girl, to go to Newquay. The 2 of them off to see family for 3 days. And then 3 days before they went, they split up. 10 points to whoever guesses who went instead of Bill. It was the PE teacher. Now then, Bill gets a text on day 3 of them being there. And this girl is like, she shagged the PE teacher, but Bill, I thought of you the whole time. Please feel sorry for me, blah, blah, blah. Now she's back. Bill has not only gone and got back with her, but he's bought a new build house with her.
Ah, you stupid cunt. Sorry.
Lads, give me some kind of video to slip into the group chat to go, mate, seriously, this cunt's got glasses and the other one's got a lazy eye, and even they can see you being taken for a mug because he thought Dan was going to be sat there with his glasses on.
Okay.
So, yeah, he wants us to have a word with Bill, and that's not his real name.
Okay, can I start? Bill, you've made a huge mistake. You should never buy a new build. They don't hold their value particularly well because they're naturally overpriced, and also as well, the standard of craftsmanship these days has gone down because people are more bothered about how quickly they can make houses and how efficiently they can make houses for the lowest cost. It's not about building something to last anymore. So, Bill, you would tend to find that with a new build, you're paying more for a lower quality. Make sure that you get a house that's been built as little as 30, 40 years ago. You'll get a much higher quality and you'll be a lot happier in that. Don't be sucked in by the new propaganda.
Yeah, what a bad dickhead.
Yeah. What a fucking idiot.
And your missus is a slag.
That was going to be my little follow-up on it. Your bird's a slag, so whatever.
So, you reckon she needs to be completely binned off?
Yeah.
This is sort of a Ross and Rachel thing,
Bill
isn't it?
not got a sister to go and beat her up?
Not everything can be solved with violence, Paddy.
I think
Stuff like that can.
I actually don't think that's true. I think violence is very often the answer.
It is.
Really?
Yeah, or at least the threat of it. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
If Bill had a sister who could go around and sort this out for him, because obviously he can't be attacking women But if he had a sister who was like in her weight class, do you know what I mean?
Not even in her weight class, just like
Send his big fat
hard
sister
enough,
around.
yeah, to go around.
Big fat sister.
Yeah, Bill, send your big fat sister around. There you go.
I've got an older sister, lad. I'd be marching. My sister would march round to. I know that never happened with my bear, but if I did have a bear who'd do that, wow.
To be fair, though,
to beat her up.
Just devil's advocate, innit? They had broke up.
So, what I would say...
So, I don't care.
What I would say,
So
really...
did they split up a few days before, so she jumps in bed with this other dude? Slag. Get her gone. Bill. Or whatever your real name is. Get her gone, lad. Get her gone. Get that new Bill to fuck as well.
Do you know what it is? I think it's incredibly dodgy that a man sent flowers round to his house for his missus, and that wasn't a fucking sackable offence.
Yeah, that wasn't like...
Yeah,
That's
what's going on,
That's
yeah.
an instant dismissal.
That's like go round and see the PE teacher and you put a stern word in.
Yeah.
Traditionally, PE teachers get more leeway in this field, though, don't they? Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Being a bit creepy. Do you know what I mean? There's a PE teacher from our school who ended up shagging students.
Do you remember me? Paddy?
You can't say his name.
Oh, why not?
Allegedly.
Oh, I do. Do you remember? Were you there then? Yeah.
Paddy refuses to answer on the grounds he may incriminate himself.
If you had, like, if you're in a long-term relationship with a woman and there's a man sending that woman flowers, that's crossed a line.
It's beef.
Yeah, I wouldn't be having that
beef on.
at all.
You know, because no one ever sends flowers for anything other than a romantic way.
You're
Like,
taking
Unless
the flowers
someone's dead.
round to his house and shoving them up his ass.
and biting his cock off.
And
Come
what's
on.
that move called?
Flowers up the hoop.
Yeah, if your missus is getting sent flowers.
That's the bit that he ignored, and that's the big fucking warning sign. Your missus is getting sent flowers from another guy,
And the thing is,
and no
with
one's
it,
dead.
right, if he got past that and was like, yeah, it's just this fucking gimp from work or whatever sending flowers, if he had that in him to do that, none of us have, right? I couldn't put up with it, you defo couldn't, you couldn't, and no, yous couldn't, right? So he got past that, but then that can't be the one she jumps into bed with, can it? Do you know what I mean? She can't shag him. If she's going to shag someone 3 days later, it defo can't be the one who was sending him flowers last week.
So did he go to her parents' house in Newquay?
It looks like, yeah.
He's keen him.
Yeah, he is keen, him, lad.
Do you know what it is?
teachers,
Never,
Yeah, easy.
PE teachers.
ever meet a girl's family within weeks of knowing them.
No,
Also,
Don't
as
ever
well-
do
What a
that.
bad idea.
Also, as well, how
And you
weird,
never know, she might have been speaking to him for a while, hadn't been round the house already.
how weird must it have been for the parents to be like, "Oh, you're not bringing Dave? Oh, sorry, you're not bringing Bill." And then it's like, "Oh no, this is the PE teacher that I work with,
Yeah.
who I am going to be having sex with now
Under
in
your roof."
under your roof." I hope that's okay. It's weird.
Do you think that's what she said as they walked in?
This is the PE
Where's
teacher.
Bill?
I reckon
Father,
reckon
this
she-
is the penis I shall be sucking for most of the next 3
I reckon
days.
she was speaking to him already behind Bill's
Yeah,
back.
that's too
Must
quick.
be.
That's too quick.
Too quick
Must be.
to not be.
Must be. So
Far
this
too
is
quick. So get her gone, Bill.
He can't. No, he's in a new house with it.
Don't care, lad. Go
What
and
is he-
get your best girl, mate, and bring her round to smash her head in.
Do you know what he's done though? I'll tell you what he's done. Right, is this? I would bet my left bollock that this woman is a lot more physically attractive than Bill.
Yeah.
That's why he's putting
Yeah.
up with that shit. And what he's doing is he's bought that new house to trap her. So now
He's being an enabler.
yeah, now they've both got something to lose because there's a new build.
Right.
Exactly. Now you can't fuck that PE teacher anymore.
She still can.
You are.
She still can. Fuck him.
Because he's trapped as well.
Well, this is it. But he's tried to trap her so that she feels like she's got something to lose.
Right, I see what you're saying. I'm sort of with you that she needs to go. But the sicko in me, I'd want revenge first.
Same, lad. I'd want revenge.
So, and not necessarily, I reckon she'd get over, like his sister going and punching her head in. Do you know what I mean? She'd get over that
Yeah.
couple of weeks. So I reckon he's got to, like, really emotionally hurt her.
Okay, here's what he does. Find out if she wants kids. If she does want kids, pretend like you want kids too.
What if he
and
does want kids too?
Okay, if he does, freeze your sperm. But if you don't want kids, then you stay with her until she becomes barren and then leave her. Done.
About 40 years.
Yeah, it's going to be a long time, that though, isn't it?
I was thinking more like he breaks up
Long-term
with her on her
revenge.
birthday or something, do you know what I mean?
Oh, right, okay. I was thinking long-term revenge.
Change the shampoo for the hair removal cream or something. Make her go bald,
that's a
then
good
bald.
idea.
Bald women.
Then get off.
Women don't like being bald. That's a wig though, innit? It's quite easy to sort that out.
Yeah, that's
I
a
think
good
he
shout, that.
needs to just, like, slowly drive her insane. Do you know what I mean? Just
And
keep...
then the final straw, text her to come home one day while you're lying in bed with a different bird.
That's it. That's exactly it. No violence is needed. She just needs to walk in.
He
on
should
you
check the
doing
PE
it double
teacher.
thumbs.
He
What?
should check the PE teacher.
He should check the same PE teacher.
Yeah, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett gets him in a flying fucking triangle, and then he has to come in and bite the PE teacher's cock off, and then mails it to her at work. Like Seven. What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Perfect.
Yeah.
Elaborate, but yeah, I like it.
I think, but look, the guy who's written in isn't Bill. Needs to remember that. We're meant to be having a word with
it's
Bill.
his mate, innit?
Do you know what I mean? So Bill's probably not going to do that, but we do need to say to Bill, I reckon,
Do you know?
no, you're being a fucking idiot.
No, because you can't. Because the thing is with people like this, what his bird will have done is his bird will have gone, your friends don't want us to be together.
Yeah, and she's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is.
People you've never met.
No, but
don't
just
want
not
to
to
be
say,
together.
people should, like, we've never met Bill or his bird, and we know the story, and are like, get here to fuck.
Yeah. In fact, do you know what? I reckon you could share that story with anyone in the world, any man in the
Yeah.
world, and there's not a single man that'd go, give love a chance. Do you know what I mean? You'd be fucking it
Go and
off.
buy a new build with her. No.
Is there any woman you can think of on the planet who you would take this off?
No.
No.
'Cause the
no
thing
one.
is-
There's
one.
nothing she could do. There's no level of brilliance, intellect, beauty that you would put up with this from.
Intellect. I love it. She cheated on me, but she's got a degree.
She does
I know, the only way you-
so quick.
The only way you're doing that is if it's money, innit?
If she's got money,
Yeah, that's the only way you're doing
she's like
that.
Deborah Mead. I don't know why I want to.
Lad, let her do anything, lad.
I'm with him or something.
Do you reckon when he finished fucking her, she went, I'm out?
You do
What do you
think
mean,
of them
like a
old ones,
multi-
all like Oprah Winfrey and shit like that.
She's a-
Oprah Winfrey.
She's a billionaire, isn't she?
She is a billionaire.
Yeah, let her do it.
Do you know what it is, though? Is now that this has happened, he'll never be able to have a proper relationship because anybody who she is friends with, the paranoia will drive him insane.
Yeah.
The paranoia will eat away at him.
Yeah, so what's your solution there?
Get rid. It's
Get
dead.
rid,
It's
but he can't
dead.
be with anyone else, you're saying?
What,
Because
sorry?
the paranoia will drive him insane.
No, I mean,
oh,
the
he can't be in
paranoia
this
with
one.
this particular
Yeah, with
woman.
this
In
one.
fact, you tend to find, and this happens absolutely loads, that somebody comes out of a relationship and they were cheated on or it didn't end well, and they bring that sort of
Yeah, that's
negative
mainly
shit.
women.
Totally. And they
Yeah.
bring it into the next person, and it's like, I'm not that last thing, so I don't know why you're judging me by this yardstick.
Yeah.
He's this
Because
relationship,
all men are bastards. all of them. That's why.
that relationship's dead.
Yeah,
It's dead.
it is.
She's a rat for accepting the flowers as well. I'm not going, hey, turn that in.
You're saying it's dead, but like Bill doesn't seem that arsed.
Doesn't at the start it say as well that she mentioned to Bill that this PE teacher was looking us nice?
Yeah.
Well, even worse then, she's
Yeah.
encouraged it, the little slag.
Yeah.
Oh my God, lad, she needs her head smashed in.
feeling
Lad.
He's so angry.
Lad, there's your first fight. You can fight here.
She needs her head proper
Yeah.
punching in by his sister or something, or his ma.
The last new build she has was that police teacher's dick, or whatever his fucking name was.
You tried to do a new Bill Dick joke.
Yeah, didn't work.
Really work
Didn't
at all,
work.
did
And I
it?
panicked and I just threw words at it. And then also as well, I was ashamed of myself, so I just looked at the laptop. Couldn't bring myself to look Paddy in the eye. Professional fighter. What am I?
So there you go, Bill. Swerve your beard or just emotionally drain her for as long as possible. Like keep saying, keep promising her stuff and then not doing it. Say, I'll do the dishes tomorrow and don't do the dishes.
Really think that that's the perfect revenge?
Slow. But you know
It
when
would be slow, that, like, it'd be good, but
It would be slow, but it would drive.
I'll
do the washing. Yeah, just leave that for 3 days.
Yeah.
Well, she sucked another man's dick, but I didn't do the dishes.
No, but it's constant, isn't it?
Relationships, though.
All the little things that you bicker about. Do you know what I mean? Like, just don't ever take the bin out ever again.
I'll bring your charger downstairs.
Yeah, but imagine how annoying that'd be. Like over a period of years. Just constantly, like, I'll get you.
Nah, but lad, you haven't even got years to waste on this hoe. You need to
but
he
can be shagging other people in the meantime.
Bill, stop being a bitch, lad, and get out of that relationship, you little bitch ass.
And get out of the new build as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, sell that.
You're really unhappy about the new build,
New builds are dreadful, mate. New builds are notoriously bad.
Yeah, they are,
was your flat a new build?
No, mine was a converted mill. But new builds, bad craftsmanship, and they are expensive, and they don't regain their value for a longer amount of time.
Okay, so there you go, Bill. You're a dickhead twice. I've got another one here. This is from, is his name Chris? Chris? Nice one. Hiya, lads. Got a bit of a word for you. I'm feeling quite confident that my mate comes off looking worse in this, but I want to know what you would have done in my position. A few weeks ago, me and my best mate Matt were having a few drinks around mine, and we decided to get a takeaway. Now, I can't stand the strong smells that a takeaway brings in the house, and takeaway leftovers the next day smell horrible. So as soon as we finished all the leftovers and stuff, they go straight in the bin. An hour or so later, he's getting ready to go, and he asks where the scran's gone. So I tell him it's all gone in the bin.
He's in the wrong.
Who?
Don't even have to finish this. Do whatever knobhead put it in the bin.
He's wrong.
He's in the wrong already. He's a tool.
Where are your leftovers? I've put them in the bin. That's not what leftovers are. Thank you.
That's not what leftovers are. That's what you're done with and you're not eating any more of.
Yeah.
There is one little extra layer to this. Okay. So he gets pissed off. It turns out he'd got some food for his girlfriend, and he was going to take it home for her. So it wasn't just leftovers in the bag. There was his bird scrams in there as well. He then decided he was still going to take it home anyway. He reasons that it was still in the wrapping, which was inside the takeaway bag, so the food was uncontaminated. It'll be fine, and she'll never know. I'd like to point out at this stage, I absolutely did try to talk him out of it, but he'd made his mind up, so he was, as he's leaving, he grabs the bag out the bin. I, at that point, noticed he'd picked out the wrong bag. See, the other thing that goes straight into the outside bin is if we've changed my daughter's shitty nappy and we double bagged them. Well, that's what he now had in his hands. I had this brilliant mental image of him walking home steaming drunk and giving his girlfriend this bag saying, "This is your tea." And her opening a bag of shite. I could have told him, but it seemed far too funny to not let him wander off home. It played out pretty much as I was hoping. I think if he was more sober, he might have been able to play it off as a shit joke, but he was too drunk and ended up confessing that he got her food back out the bin. She's a proper, neat freak as well, so she was fuming about it. We haven't properly fallen out over it, but his girlfriend is rightly pissed off with him and hates me as well because I let him do it. Should I have stopped and told him and stopped him getting grief, or would you have done the same as me?
Nah, I probably would have let him walk out with that.
He redeemed himself there, didn't he?
He did.
You might have put stuff in the bin, but at least...
That's how lads work, isn't it?
Yeah,
I would definitely let you try and feed your missus shit, but I wouldn't let you buy a new build. There's lines. I think the person who emailed in is a giant pussy, because he lost me when he said the smells are really strong, and so I get rid of it instantly.
Yeah, you're right. I thought, what are you on about? The smells are really strong. If you've got shitty nappies in your bin, lad, what are you on about?
Exactly. I don't mind my house smelling of shit,
really
but
strong.
Chinese food.
I know.
Here's the thing with me. I don't know whether you two are the same. You've been saying you like to pig out when you're not sort of training and that. Like, I order too much food from a takeaway. If I don't have leftovers, like the next day or later or whatever, it's like hundreds of pounds.
I do. I order major meal, and when I'm on form, it gets nailed, to be fair. You know what I mean? But most of the time, I'll have something to eat the next day.
Yeah, a bit of pizza the next day, cold pizza.
No, I don't have a cold meal.
Reheat it?
In the oven.
You reheat pizza? Nah, I have a cold me. I like it out the fridge.
Oh, that's mad, that.
Fridge pizza. It's
meant to be warm, though. Like, I can't eat stuff that are meant to be warm, cold,
like
and the other way around.
I'm actually with you. I like cold pizza, but I wouldn't have put it in the fridge because it's too cold. That's too cold pizza.
It's like eating cardboard.
I would eat room temperature pizza,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't eat fridge pizza.
See, when I'm being a fat little bastard, I will eat room temperature pizza. But like 9 times out of 10, I'll sit there for 10 minutes while it goes back in the oven.
The thing is, though, is as
When you
well,
go in the microwave, it goes all soggy.
Yeah, it goes
I don't know
soggy
about
hot.
you guys, but I don't order takeaway all that much. So when I do order it, I like it to be a fucking feast.
I order it when I'm dieting, like once a week.
Totally. So if you're having it once a week,
But if I'm not dieting, I'll order 3 or 4 times a week. I'm a lazy company.
really,
Yeah.
You see,
Well,
That's
lad,
how I bloom weight-wise.
I thought, what, 12 days ago now or something, 10 days ago, whatever the fuck it is. And, lad, for that week after, I go bananas.
really,
Yeah.
So
I'm
what-
eating in different gaffs every night, lad.
So you go takeaways all the time,
Yeah.
but then you had to deprive yourself of it
Yeah, for like 8 weeks.
for 8 weeks. So it's like you just binge out on it.
It's a joke, lad, because obviously you drop. It takes like 8 weeks to get down. What did I do? Lost about 14 kg in 8 weeks or something, but that wasn't even hard this time. It was quite easy, obviously. Or 6 weeks because I had COVID. So done that in like 6 weeks, and then on like Tuesday, Wednesday, I was like 84 kg, 85 kg. You know what I mean? It just goes on, lad. Luckily enough, I kept running that, so I'm still about 85 kg now. But like, yeah, lad, it takes weeks and weeks to get off, and it takes like 4 or 5 days to put back on. When you eat
it's
like
so
me anyway.
easy, innit? Yeah.
When you eat like me,
I
like,
often see you. So there's 2 states that I see you in, Adam. The first state is Adam losing weight, and you will go progressively smaller every time I see you, and then you'll hit a weight that I'm like, oh, he looks really good. And then I won't see you for 2 months, and I'll look back and you will be as fat as you've ever been. And it's like, how?
It's because I'm always either dieting or not asked. I've got no middle ground,
Yeah.
mate. Do you know what I mean?
I'm the same, lad. I'm like you. I'm exactly like that. That's why I look like
I don't think your worst comes close to my worst. Do you know what I mean?
Like, when I was in New York a few years ago, I went up to about. I was still training every day there as well, and I was about 88 kilo or something. Like the heaviest I've been is like 88, 89.
Yeah.
Like
The heaviest
What's that?
I've been
Is
is
that like 14 stone or
16 and a
something?
half stone, which is 16 stone 7 in kilograms. That's 105 kilograms,
yeah.
which is heavy because I'm only 5'9" as well. It's a heavy weight for someone my size.
That was as light as I've been as an adult. 65.
Is it?
Yeah. That's as light as that was 18 months ago.
Do you ever think about like losing weight and getting healthier? Because you just get bigger every time I see you.
Well, I don't though. I stay at a consistent. Say it as a consistent. I mean, it's not even true, is it? You
No,
just wanted
I
to
just
say
wants
it.
to be a cunt,
I
yeah.
stay at a consistent 18 stone ish, no matter what I sort of do. Right? I would. So my thing is that I like eating. I eat like a medieval king. Do you know what I mean? Like I just eat random fucking mutton for breakfast. Do you know? What I like
Mutton?
what? You know what I mean? Like I like eating rich, daft foods, and I don't like restricting myself. But another thing is that I fucking hate the gym. I literally hate it. I think it's shit and point. Oh, go and lift that heavy thing. Why? Oh, just do it. It doesn't. It doesn't.
So you feel stronger and healthier, innit? But I lost 3 stone last year, and I didn't. I went for about 4 runs, and then I was like, I'll have less calories rather than run.
Oh, go and flip that tire. Why? Just cause. Oh, you see those 2 fucking heavy ropes? Yeah.
But it's to get in shape to feel healthy. Isn't
No,
it?
but I don't like. So for me, I am such a person that is about immediate satisfaction.
No, but have you ever been in shape enough to know what it feels? It feels good to feel like that.
No, but for me personally, like losing 1.5 stone or 2 stone is enough for me to be like, fuck. So I have done it where I've gone, shit. But it's so delayed, that satisfaction, that I just can't be arsed with it. I'll tell you what it is, genuinely. If I was going to lose weight, if I was going to try, I would learn a martial art or something like that, because I don't mind working out
You should learn
whilst
something.
thinking
learn
about
something,
something.
yeah. A lot of people do that.
Totally. So for me, go and lift that thing. It's pointless. But I'm gonna teach you how to punch, or you're gonna move your hip, or you're gonna fucking jab hook or whatever. I'm not thinking I'm fucking tired. I'm thinking, jab hook. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you keep him busy.
Whereas if you're on a treadmill, all you think is, when can I get off this fucking treadmill?
Yeah, and I do. I understand that. Like, if I'm on a treadmill, I'm just looking at whatever I set my target at, whether it's a time or a distance. You're just waiting for it to tick to that, aren't you?
Just waiting for it to count down. Yeah. No fucking joy in it whatsoever.
Do you do like cardio work? Like,
yeah, I used to be the exact same with weights like you. Like, what the fuck's the point in that? But then you realise what the point in it is when you come up against someone who's a lot stronger than you. And then I didn't used to run that much either, lad, but lockdown got me into running. And now I do enjoy a few runs. I just put my headphones on me, lad.
Yeah.
Probably jog past people, rapping my head off.
Yeah, I've got a proper little rap playlist that I use for when I have a little run around, not a screen park.
I don't believe that at all. Because the last time that I got in a car with you, we had your Spotify recently played on, and Meghan Trainor's Dear Future Husband was on. So
legitimate banger though.
So I find it very difficult to believe that you go from Meghan Trainor to Biggie.
No, like if I'm running, I listen to rap music.
Okay.
Like the reason that was on recently played is because I'd put like summer hits on in the car, like on a Spotify playlist, because it was the summer. You can't run. You can't run around the park to the Spice Girls. But if it's sunny as fuck out, you've just got like any old shite on. You're having a good time.
Are you going for the reason that I listened to Meghan Trainor's Dear Future Husband is because it was summer? That's what you were going for?
It's because it's on a summer playlist, yeah.
Does anyone else smell bollocks?
I believe it.
I listen
don't
to a
use
lot of shite.
Spotify, lad, so...
Do you not use Spotify?
Apple Music.
Yeah, it's Apple Music.
Music.
There we go. Spotify and Apple Music are both available, and neither of them sponsored us, so we're not recommending either one any more than the other. And if they want to sponsor us, then get in touch. Have a word pod.
If Apple want to sponsor us, that'd be fucking...
How long do you think leftovers can be left as leftovers before it becomes unacceptable to eat them, if it's takeaway?
The morning after. So if you get it on Saturday night, I'll throw it away Monday morning.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, of course.
I'm with you
I
on
reckon that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably eat it on the Monday night warmed up. I don't give a fuck, me.
The Baddy.
Yeah.
I'll eat takeaway whenever I fucking want. Give a shit, mate. Noodles.
Fucking have it.
3 days he's been out.
That's gone bad, Pimblett.
That's right.
It's got off. That is the end of this week's episode. I've had a fucking belt of time. I've learned all about UFC and MMA. I reckon, give me 6 weeks. I reckon 6 weeks. I reckon I could compete.
6 weeks and you'll know all about pride.
When you said pride rules earlier, my first thought went to gay pride.
Yeah, same. I thought it was like winner bums the loser.
Thanks for tuning in. We really, really appreciate it. What are your social media handles, Paddy, just in case people want to follow?
At Paddy the Baddy on Twitter and Insta.
Belter. Freddie, you've got a new podcast launching very soon under the Have a Word network.
Yes, mate. It's not up at the moment because we're still waiting for studio to finish and waiting for a few things. But if you want to have a listen to it, then what you can do is you can go to, it's going to be called Pigoted. If you want to go to pigoted.com, you can pop your email address in there so you'll get an email as soon as it's ready, and you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube as well.
And all the links are at pigoted.com.
Pigoted.com, that's all you need to do.
And obviously, all of that will be in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. I don't know whether you put it in the description on Podbean and stuff as well, but you can do. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Make sure everyone who listens regularly and likes Dan, send him a little message saying congratulations, because his baby should be maybe now. We will check after the episode is done. Thanks for tuning in as always. You can get merch at haveawordpod.com, and if you want extra episodes, we do an extra episode every single week, and you get 48 hours early access to these public episodes at patreon.com/haveawordpod, starting from just £3 a month. See you later. Bye, Felicia. Turn that off.